All right, good to go.
I did read on the Roll20 forums that it's a problem if we.
You're cutting in and out.
Yeah, Troy, you just cut out pretty hard.
Hmm.
And your video is black.
No, he's good on mine.
Yeah, I see a black video for Nick.
Interesting.
Try reconnecting one more time.
I see you now, Troy. I see me.
Andrew. I see Nick. All right.
I see Nick. I see Hillers' icon, which is better than black.
Yep. All right. So I think we're good.
I really like that double-click feature for the character sheet.
The alt double click?
No, I just double-clicked the character name.
Oh. Well, that brings up the main thing, but if you alt double click, it'll bring it up to the character.
It will. Let's see. Nope, it does the exact same thing on mine. Maybe it's a Mac thing.
Interesting. Yep. All right. Let me bring us back over to Omu. And we are down in the bottom left. All right. Do we want to get a recap going? Actually, who? I think there were a few votes for MVP. Can anybody tell me who won?
Shit. I did not vote, so.
I think there might have only been one vote.
Squawk. I voted for Squawk.
Sweet. So do I win by default?
No, you win by one vote.
Yep.
Checks out.
That means, Nick, you get the dubious honors of recapping last week.
All right. Our party has our adventurers have made it to Omu, where we encountered upon destroying the gargoyles that killed one of our red shirts. We encountered a giant lich who goes by the name of, what was his name? How do you? Asararak. The lich promptly decided to start to cast mad spells and terrifying our group, and upon looking at Zigmundo and his rubber chicken, found his cube, Asarak's cube, which he has been looking for, and proceeded to take it and then crush it, opening a portal and leaving Omu. Before he left the adventurers clues saying he must find the 9. I pieced out for a minute during this. There are 9 temples that we need to find inside Omu that I gathered that are puzzles that we need to be able to solve to do what?
Yeah, I wasn't clear on that either, but I assumed something good.
He wasn't too specific, but it might have something to do with his phylacteries or something like that, or getting into the temple. And those are just guesses, but he didn't specifically.
He did say just that there are 9 things that we need to investigate, essentially.
Doing that, basically.
And then working its their way around to the entrance of the giant city, the ruined city, we encountered a bunch of snakemen who served the what lord Hillers?
Araz Nasi,
and proceeded to F us up, but we were able to F them up more. And we are now at a cave aching for a long rest.
It's been a long day.
All right. So
we also have a prisoner, by the way.
You do.
That's right.
Right. So you knocked out one of the 5 snake peoples. You also have a one remaining sin.
One remaining what?
Vengeance soldier. So you got the 3 guards from Camp Vengeance. One of them is still alive.
Right.
The other 2 were killed. One by the gargoyles and one by
Asurarak.
All right, so we pick up outside the mouth of the cave, where you have 4 dead snake peoples and one unconscious one. This one's a female and has a humanoid upper body, wearing some light armor, with long, 10-foot long snake tail, where legs. Currently
I mean, do we want to have our big scary frontliner interrogate here? Which it looks like
I
you-
think Nick might actually have a better intimidate roll than I do. It's a charisma thing, and I'm not particularly charismatic.
I would argue that you actually hate these things, so that you are
I do hate them. But I
you have better motive to interrogate them than I do.
I do. Okay. But I do.
I would argue that we could help you, and that you might get advantage if you were to explain why on your rolls.
Fair enough.
And if you just need to speak quietly.
Yeah. No, I'll just keep it down. So you saw essentially my line of questioning down there in the bottom. Before he woke up, I would stack his chopped up compatriots within line of sight, maybe just behind us where he could see them.
Okay.
And as he woke up, I'd like to be sharpening my rapier.
All right, go ahead and roll an intimidate. All right. Okay, so and before she wakes up, is she just waking up kind of from the ground, like you just left her where she was, and she wakes up and
Oh, it would have tied her up during her unconscious.
okay, so like bound her arms behind her, kind of thing.
Yeah, like full like rope wrap. She's a snake, right? So,
Yeah, that's the thing that's the you know with a human you might hog tie their ankles. I'm not quite clear how. So I'm fine if you guys
like they used to
wanna
do in
tie
parts.
her.
You know what I mean?
I-
Like the whole body.
And I would like to be a dire wolf, kind of right next to him, in that 'cause there was no dire wolf, and now she wakes up and there's a giant dire wolf right next to a guy sharpening a blade. Want to be there to
Okay.
help in the intimidation factor of all this, kind of snarling and sniffing and barking, and not necessarily barking. I want to keep things kind of quiet, but
All right, so go ahead and burn a wild shape for that.
Yep.
All right, so the female snake creature wakes up. Before she's even got her eyes open, she's struggling and rolling a bit in the tall grass, kind of matted down from your back, tugging at the restraints. Kind of briefly gives up on that enough to look up, and she kind of sits up and looks up, sees Jason, looks and sees the dire wolf stalking back and forth right next to him, and the pile of corpses beside, and seems to be completely emotionless about it. Yeah, Nick.
Can I set a reaction so that when he begins his line of questioning, if she begins to answer in a way that is more in a using her charming spell, that I can like whack her on the head to like stop her from doing it?
Yes,
Well thought of.
you can set that reaction. That is really well thought of. I'll tell you because I told people at the end of last session they actually burned through all of those. So you're lucky, but yeah, if she had that, that would have been clutch because she totally would have used it.
I know. That's why I want to. I know. That's why I'm setting my. Yeah. Okay.
Well thought of. So I'll let her know. As you can see, your party didn't make it, and I'm still deciding whether or not I'd like to use you as a messenger to personally send a warning to Rosnacy. Whether I do or whether you're left here with your friends is entirely up to you.
So she looks calmly at you, not kind of giving the emotional reaction you might expect, and says, "I see you have me at a disadvantage. What is it you want from me?"
I want information. We're new in town, and there are things you could help us with. I know Rosnacy should be expecting me by now. I've certainly left my calling card everywhere I could, letting him know I was coming. I'm sure he'd be happy to hear that he has a chance to finish what he started in Ataz Yolquazi. So,
Yeah.
first of all, where can I find him?
You can find Lord Nasi in our fane.
I'm afraid I not entirely sure where that is. Maybe you can show us on this map here.
Roll an intelligence check real quick.
Oh boy.
Add history to it if you're proficient.
History. I am not. No. Oh, just regular intelligence. Okay.
Nice.
Okay, that's fine. So you know that Fane is another word for temple, used
Okay.
some part of the world. And so she tells you she tells you that the Fane is found within the circled walls of the former royal palace.
Ah, I see. Is that in the center, or is there another building there?
She gives you enough information to know that it's basically this big.
And right there. Okay. Excellent. Thank you. It's good to know. Now, as to your defenses in there, please explain what traps or defenders we could expect.
He's so polite.
Yeah, yeah. There's no reason not to be
represent.
polite right now. So,
There's plenty still left to go.
She tells you, says, Lord Nasi is not what he once was, but he can still defeat you easily. But before you can reach Lord Nasi, there are many, many of us that will stop.
perhaps you could give us a rough order of magnitude there. We're talking 50, 100, 14.
When you're rolling, when did Jason get so smart?
So she
I know words.
tells you, says,
I was educated.
she tells you, we come and go. It's hard to know exactly, but I would expect roughly 4 score.
Fair enough. Well, that's very helpful. As to the other temples in the area, perhaps you could explain what you know of them and what we might expect to find there.
You seek the shrines.
We do. We'd like to hit all the sites while we're here.
You are not the only one that seek shrine.
Oh, have there been other parties in? We weren't aware.
My hunting party was out to drive the red wizards from Omu. They had already visited some of the shrines.
We had some contact with them ourselves. It should be very interesting should our paths cross. Might be good for you.
Killed many of them, but there may be still more in Omu.
Well, we'll be sure to be on the lookout. Not to monopolize the conversation here, and I'd point around to the party and ask if anybody had any questions for our obliging friend here.
How active is the city of Omu? It sounds like it's not the deserted city it looks.
She tells you that she says, the city is mostly dead, but the occasional treasure hunt, adventure, monster still comes. We are here to stop them.
Why? Why are you protecting Omu?
Lord Nasi bargained with a lich to forever protect the entrance to the tomb.
What could you possibly have received of value from a lich?
Lord Nasi is going to raise the Knight's Dindar. This lich will help Lord Nasi accomplish.
Sorry, Troy, you cut out there a little bit.
It sounds like your
Raising
compressor
what
is on or something. You're losing the very ends of a lot of your words.
I don't have it, but you know what? Maybe I'm not talking loudly enough. Let me pull down the gate.
Yeah, you're very quiet. I've had to turn you to max volume.
Huh. Yeah.
I caught most of it. I just didn't hear what he was trying to raise.
She tells you that Ras Nasi is trying to raise something she called the Night Serpent, aka Dendar, and that the lich
not good.
was going to help with this.
I'm not. I see nothing. This is fine. Nothing bad's gonna happen.
What could go wrong? We'd been told that there were traps or puzzles associated with the various shrines. Would you have any insight into what those are or what we might expect?
We Yuan Ti arm these temples with the traps, and we reset them after the cubes are returned, after they are stolen. So yes, there are many traps in each of the shrines. This is not my job. This is the job of the pureblood. I'm a Malisan. I am a warrior.
I see. Well, I think you've been very helpful. I do have one other question. Were you involved in any way with an assault on some albino dwarves in the past of Atazil Quasi? Were you or any of your band familiar with that raid?
I have killed many of your kind. 2 legs. It is possible.
I see. Well, thank you very much. Did anyone else have any questions for our guest?
No, I want to see how this plays out.
I'm good.
Wait.
Okay.
I can help.
Oh,
If you wish to defeat Rastasi, I could help you enter the Fane.
Why would you help us into the Fane?
Because there's Lord Nasi grows weak. There is a power struggle. Fenthaza seeks to reclaim the power she invested in when she turned him into Yuan Ti. She does not believe he is deserving any longer. He decays. He falls apart. This is not acceptable for the leader of the Yuan Ti.
I see. Well,
Fenthaza would
oh no,
help,
go ahead.
would help you. I can get you to Fenthaza. And if you seek to destroy Rastasi, Fenthaza, possible.
Where is Mbaza located?
Fenthaza is inside of the Fane. She is the most powerful of the Yuan Ti besides Rastasi.
Oh, why do you think we would need your help getting inside? Especially given what happened to your raiding party back here.
This is just a small scouting expedition. You seek to go into the heart of our nest.
I see. I'll confer with my colleagues. We'll be right back. Right. And once we were outside of sort of hearing distance, I would let everybody know that I was fully intending on killing her when we were done. But
we picked that up.
And it's Mero.
I mean, that was just going to be a thank you very much, and then sword to the neck. But
I think she caught that too.
given our,
I don't think this is someone we can trust.
yeah, it was extremely intimidating, right? Like, but given that we are
That
trying to be a
intimidating
little
calm.
bit smarter about our approach,
I say we trust her.
Killer.
okay. Everybody else?
What's ever gone wrong trusting a snake person?
What's ever gone wrong not trusting a snake person?
Everything.
That's right. So we should trust her.
He got you there. He got you on
If
the
everything goes wrong for not trusting them, we should try trusting them.
Okay, fair enough. I'm in.
Okay. We got 2 trusts and 2 kill. Who hasn't voted yet?
I have not. I go for
course.
kill.
Kill. All right.
I trust no one.
Well, and now we know the name of who we should be looking for inside the Thane anyway. If we catch another prisoner in there, we can just ask about his specific whereabouts once we're in there. So, I mean, I think she's given us most of the usefulness already.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Okay. So I'd return to the and walk back to the captive snake woman, sheathing my rapier as I went, and I said, "Well, my colleagues and I have had a very productive conversation. It's clear this place is very dangerous." And I'd pull out my dagger, looking like I was going to cut the rope, and then just at the last second, I'd hold one side of her head and say, "Thank you very much for her help," and then shove the sharp end right in her snake ear, right through the brain.
Okay. So she starts to feel this coming, and she says, "Dindar will devour you." And that's it. She falls over.
Maybe.
Well, very successful interrogation. Okay.
That's like your opinion, man.
So as she drops to the ground, all of a sudden you see this flash, this long sword comes down and chops her head right off. You see Turna, the warrior, kind of just kick the head away. Her sword. And
Does anybody want to loot the fangs or anything here?
Yeah, we definitely should.
And the cave.
So you guys look around, and most of the stuff that they're armed with doesn't seem to be too impressive. The cave is really just all provisions. So they clearly made a camp.
We need provisions.
Yeah, I'd like to,
good.
as I'm in wolf form,
Okay.
I'd like to try to sniff around for any
So
kind of
so
food
you look around in the cave area, and you do find some food, but it's mostly in the form of dried out dead. You find like a little sack, and you open the sack, and it's a sack full of dried dead mice.
Of course.
Some a little larger, but relatively. Looking at the corpses of the other Yuan Ti, you find they're armed. They've got a few long swords. A couple have long bows. Nothing. Most of it's not really all that interesting, but you do find one of the long bows is painted and carved like a serpent, like the handle of the long bow is like a long serpent. And the end of the serpent has little gemstones set into it for eyes.
I'm going to go back to the mice. Are the mice alive?
They are not.
Okay.
They were dried.
I didn't hear the part. Okay.
I mean, if nobody wants a jewel-encrusted bow, I will.
I'll take a bow. Like that might help me do some damage from a distance.
Go for it.
Oh yeah, we were gonna get you some range stuff, weren't we?
Can we also see if we're safe enough here to try to take a short rest?
Long rest.
You can definitely have taken a short rest.
Ooh, good point. Hang on a second.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
No.
yes, you're soft, but I can turn you up.
Rick goes soft. So I'll take a look. Yeah, I want to take a look at the bow.
Okay.
It's a longbow. You said actually, hang on. It's a longbow.
It is a longbow.
I actually don't know if I actually have. Oh, I do. I'm proficient in a longbow. Okay, great.
Okay. If you really inspect it over the course of a short rest, you will determine that it is not magical, but that it is probably worth about 250.
Okay, but it's a longbow. That's more important to me than anything. Okay. So I'm gonna lose my mace, but I'm gonna pick up the longbow.
Don't worry, I got a mace for you.
Oh, not the mace.
You're gonna drop the mace?
Actually, no. I guess that's. I only have a dagger.
You can
a
take
rapier.
it with you.
Well, I'm just looking. I have a rapier. I'm just looking at the weapons that I have, and I'm just deciding if I. Yeah, I'll just take the bow. Yeah, I'll take the bow.
Yeah,
Longbow.
you can take them all. You just have to take an action arming it up. If you were switching.
Are there arrows?
Yeah, you can find probably a couple dozen. I would say, yeah, 24 arrows. Yeah.
Oh, Jason, did you want this?
Thank you.
Ooh, that looks delicious.
Did you want this? What the hell was it? A crossbow from this Steve guy that used to kick around with us?
Sure.
All right, you can have it. It's a light crossbow and 20 bolts. If you want to add it to your.
Is there
There's
so
nothing
is there
special
anything,
about
like
it.
engraved on it or something?
It's just Steve's light crossbow.
Okay.
And it needs to be named as such.
No, absolutely, of course.
But you do have 20 bolts with that.
Got it.
And short rest. We good for short rest?
I would, if we can do a long, we should attempt it.
Long would be awesome.
Nick burned a lot of useful
I don't
spells.
think it's time for a long.
Why
Yeah,
not?
it's
We've
about-
been all the way through the jungle and
Yeah, I got
and
almost
Yeah, but
no
it's
spells
like
left.
midday.
ran around the city.
Yeah,
It's about mid-afternoon right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's,
Maybe one more thing then.
you
Okay.
couldn't really initiate the long rest right now, but you guys could camp down and right.
What about if
Let's
we
explore a
were-
little bit more.
What if we were to go check out these local buildings?
Yep, you
Sure.
can do that. I know I've previously said that you couldn't explore everything, but I reread the rules and you can. And there's
Wait, what?
If you want to
That
waste
work.
your time, certainly can.
No, no, no.
So I know that last time you said that this is a representation. Is that still
Let's-
accurate?
No, let's say it's pretty much. I mean, it is still a representation, right? It's a map. It's not Google Maps. It is an drawn, illustrated map.
Yeah, Troy. I don't know about you. I've got Street View on this one.
So,
but it is more or less accurate, right? But like
Okay,
we probably
so
will,
there-
frankly,
so-
like
okay,
like
so-
this thing will treat as like one building, despite the
Troy,
fact.
let's
we
do
built-
this. I would like to look around to see if there are any close by buildings. How about that?
For that purpose, let's use the map.
Okay.
um,
Well, I just wanted to make it easier in terms of like a representation. Then you could tell us, yes, there are buildings to your east, and they are.
I would just say that it's not exactly to scale. Some things are going to be larger than you think. Some things are going to be smaller than you think.
Okay,
But
that's fine.
if it says there's a thing there, there's a thing there.
given our timeline and our need to sort of get through the city quickly and quietly, I think we'd probably be best if we limited our search to things that either look like temples or had something specifically of note. Like if it looked like an armory or something. maybe
Well, so
we could go
the
in there.
reason, and we can have this discussion as characters, but the reason I thought this might be interesting is because these buildings are offset from the rest of the city.
Can we have this discussion as characters? Can you say that as a character?
Yes, the thing I wanted to make sure was these were very interesting looking buildings to me.
Sure. I mean,
So it sounds like what we're trying to do is not waste time, but spend a little bit of time, be in the area, camp down, so that we can get a long rest, maybe here before we head into the heart of the city.
Right. And in
Sure,
particular-
yes.
Yeah, I mean things that have like a particularly ornate architecture or something like that. That
Well, that
might be.
yeah. And Troy asked us at the last session like what our plan was for next, and I can't remember how many people were on when we decided the plan.
You and me.
Yeah, okay, two of us. So if there are any hard vetoes, by all means, let us know. But what we told him was like we're kind of go like you just zigzag across the city, basically, like go all the way north, kind of stopping if we see any significant buildings that seem like they have religious or any kind of novelty value to them or whatever, and then kind of work our way north and come back south, go to the east and then come back south and then go to the east and then go north, kind of zigzag our way through the city, just kind of stopping everywhere we can.
Actually,
Or am I
at least
misremembering?
Jason will advocate now that a patrol has gone missing for the whatever they're called, those Naga people, that we should head right for the temple of
Not
Rosses.
gonna work here no more.
They're called UNT.
One T. All right, so head up this main walkway until we can get like towards that bridge across the river and then into the circular area, because I think they're only more and more on alert the longer we spend when they know that we're here killing their folks.
What bridge?
Let's see if I can ping it. This.
Oh,
I didn't see. Oh, there it is. Yes.
I mean, I've got a cloak, so I'm good. But
Good for you. Wonder what corpse you undeservedly stole that off.
Okay, so Andrew, I think you were indicating you wanted to come explore here. So is the Zigmundo kind of party in that direction?
I are pointing at this way because these are the buildings I think we should just check out before nightfall. Is it okay?
Well, especially if we're planning on sleeping here, it would be better to make sure that nobody's lying in wait in our proximity.
Yes, I had the same idea.
Okay, so you guys.
And there's no need, and there's no necessarily reason that we have to stay back in the cave either. I mean, I can make our nest at any point.
Maybe in one of the buildings would be better,
Yeah.
considering that this is where they might expect their scouting party to be.
and I would say that until we're for sure going to long rest.
Yeah, I'm saying is we don't have to come back here. We don't necessarily have to come back to the cave as we're doing this. Like we can just. My point is that we can just find a house. If we are in a warehouse somewhere and it's nighttime and we get to a good spot and it's like, oh hey, there's the temple that we need to go to in the morning. Let's just camp it right outside there.
All right. Well, given that, let's just get moving.
Okay.
You know, daylight's burning. We don't want to stay around here anyway. You know.
Okay, so can you recap that for me? What do we? Where are you guys
sorry,
going?
guys. I was kind of in and out, going in elevators and stuff on the way up. But from what I heard, there was a power struggle within the snake people. Some want to stick with Rosnacy, and some want to stick with, what was the name, Devin or something.
Yes.
Findaza.
Close. Devin was close.
Bangs.
There's Dendar, the night serpent, who they're trying to summon.
That's who they're trying to raise. But yeah, there is a power struggle with Mbaza or Thabaza or something like that.
What's a Fenbaza?
Finbazer. It's up
Is
in
that
the,
a person? Is that
a snake person?
Yeah.
So
you
that
want to-
person is trying to overthrow Rosnacy by summoning Devin Banks.
No, they all want to summon Dendar.
They all want to summon Dendar, but he doesn't like Rosnacy anymore.
Okay.
Keep up with the politics, Meryl.
Sorry, no,
I'm kidding.
buying pizza, getting
I'm
some
kidding.
beers.
I'm
What's
kidding.
going on?
So let's inspect these two buildings and then head up the north walkway, at least until it's time to make a decision on whether to go across the bridge or to keep heading north.
Okay. And one last thing I want to note is I don't know if you guys will know this, but you can all draw on the map, and it's your map, so don't feel like that's offend me. So if you want to make marks, this is where we go. We do.
I can try to be so we're not all drawing.
I knew a cock and balls was going to happen.
Damn it. I was already on that. Guys,
here.
we needed to go this way.
Yeah, I want to explore this area, and then this area. And if we can walk down this
We
path,
took out this building and that building right there.
All right.
Then we erase
Truly,
stuff.
we are
Hey,
expert
how do you-
navigators.
You can just select it.
Delete.
With
Right click on it and delete.
or you can just hit back. Once you-
There we go. So you have to delete your own shit.
Yep.
You have to shit. All right, so you guys
I
approach
can't
this.
delete my own shit. I'm sorry.
Just get the select pan tool and then just draw a box around it.
thank you.
Oh,
Okay. So you guys approach this building, and it looks, it's pretty worn down. It is a ruin. Doesn't look to be from the outside. Doesn't have any apparent activity, but you do notice that it seems to be covered in kind of this fungal growth.
Hmm.
Can we make a nature check on it?
I'd like to walk first.
just like
and see-
Jason's feet.
See if I can't check out because I do have immunity to poison. So if this is gonna be poisonous, it's probably best that I go in first.
All right, so Roland, you wanna get a little closer, and are you gonna what are you gonna do?
I'd like to kind of take a look at it, see if it's anything I know of that might be poisonous. If there's spores kind of coming off of this, is it in the air?
Does it?
Hold on, because Roland's doing something. So
Sorry.
that's gonna be a nature check.
Oh boy.
Oh God.
Okay. You do see that most of the fungal growth seems to be coming up from the ground and then kind of messing up the sides of the walls, but you do notice some spores that seem to have see a few floating around, and you see quite a few spores that have kind of clamped up against parts of the walls. Some of the debris nearby, and you've seen a few of the spores that seem to have sprouted and are forming new fungal growth. There are spores. It does seem to be an active.
This is significant amount of this. This is.
There is. This is all on the outside of the.
It's the
It's a
jungle.
large,
man.
it's a large
There's
probably,
mold.
this looks like about a 2-story tall building. It's pretty large, probably 40 feet down one wall and nearly 60 feet down the other.
So I'll turn back to the group and I'll kind of relay that this plant and this fungus and mold, whatever this is, these spores it looks kind of sketchy. We still interested, do you still want to go in yet? Because I can open the door, take a quick look inside, and see if this whole place is infested. Because if it is, then maybe we want to look.
Not a bad idea.
If it's just on the outside, maybe we can make it in. One person can come in, kind of check out the situation. I can't tell for a fact if it's poisonous, as I'm immune to it. I assume I wouldn't know if it was poisonous since I just can walk right through it.
Do we want to be in? Because
Well, I think that's the question. Like, does Superman know when he's being shot at?
Sure.
So how does the poison immunity work on that? Just as a function, like, would I know that this is poisonous, or then like it just tingles me instead, or is it just like it doesn't matter? Everything is kind of the same for me no matter what.
Here's another interesting question after that one. Sorry. I just want to get on the docket. Please answer his first.
Okay. So for yours, I think it generally depends. I would say for something like a respiratory thing, you might have difficulty because you're immune to poison, but you might still have difficulty breathing things in.
You can look in there and see if there's anything in there, though, right?
Is there any windows that we can see through in this building?
Okay. So here,
Yeah,
I think
ahead.
pertinent for my question now, actually. I have water breathing as a spell. What if we were to get a bucket and breathe only the water out of the bucket?
Stick your heads in the bucket the whole time?
Your head's going to be like 90 degrees pointing towards the bottom of the floor.
You know what? You can take a breath out of the bucket and you can walk around and take another breath.
I like the creativity. I will say that.
I do. So here, do we have water around? Because I have shaped water. Maybe I can help this out.
I happen to have something that provides endless water.
Hang on. Can we not just send Roland in there and be like, hey, do you see anything in there?
Hey, pizza guy. That's a good idea.
I'm just saying, like, why are we all trying to go in here? Can we not just send in the guy who can't get hurt by the stuff and be like, hey, what's in there?
I like the reverse diving suit, just because for no other reason, because it's a great idea. But I understand. I agree with you, Merle. I don't know why Roland's not walking in there if he's immune to poison.
Well, I also don't want to walk into this building completely alone without kind of having a little bit of a plan.
Well, if it goes bad, run out.
Yeah.
I could also get the wacky wand on you for fun and kicks.
No, I'm good. So I'd like to look for a door.
Okay, so you find an opening. There once was a door there. There's no door there now, and there are a number of windows all the way around this building, but none of them have fastened door. There's a ruin. You can look through the door, and you do see that the infestation, this fungal growth, continues on into the.
All right, I will kind of look back at the group, just give a head nod, hold my breath even though it doesn't matter, and walk in the front door or whatever this door is.
Okay, so you walk in, and
is it dark in here?
It is relatively dark. I mean, the windows are open, so sunlight's filtering in, and it is bright outside. But there's no unnatural light.
Okay.
Fairly dark. You're able to see well enough.
Okay.
It's not that large a building, and is windows in the open doorway, so at least where you are right now, you can see. And you see that looking around, you do see traces of paint along the wall. This was once a much more building, but needed. Go ahead and make a.
You're breaking up. Sorry.
Go ahead and make a perception check. Okay. Out of the corner of your eye, you see at least two things moving. But whenever you look back at it, seems to have blended into the fungal growth.
Can I tell if these are large things or small things? Can I get a gauge of size?
You can tell that they're quite small.
What were those? Shit. What were those little things that we ran into at the temple? What are those things called? Chewinga. I want to first ask: are there chewinga in here? Because it's the only thing small that I'm very aware of.
So you say that out loud?
Not screaming it, but you know, it not under my breath, kind of in a mid voice. You know, I don't want to be yelling crazy loud here in here, but
okay. So you say that, and you wait 30 seconds. Nothing seems to have moved. Things speak back to you.
Is there anything else kind of in here other than just sort of mold growing that I can see? I'd like to just do a, you know, is there furniture? Is like, I don't know what to, stairs. I don't, well, I kind of want to get a feel for what this room is like.
There is a set of stone steps about 20 feet away from you right now that go up to a floor above you. There doesn't seem to be any furniture. It is a large room, so you expect that there probably was furniture at one point. Seems like time and the fungal growth seems to have claimed.
Well, knowing that there's something,
might have been a residence or something at one point, but it's difficult to.
All right. Knowing that there's something in here, and I am alone, and I really can't get anybody to come in here. Possibly, maybe, likely, I don't know. I'm gonna slowly back away, keeping, you know, back out. I don't want to turn my back here, and sort of back out, and let the party know kind of what's happening there.
Okay, so you back out, and you don't see any more movement, and you're.
So I'll let people know that there were things in there of which I was not willing to intermingle with at this point.
Are those things magical weapons?
I don't know. If they can move, maybe. You can go check it out if you want.
I mean, I'm good.
And do spores seem to be isolated to this house? Like just on this house alone?
I would say on this block.
Okay.
Of this block of buildings.
I'm good.
Okay. What's next for you guys?
So just to recap, we're looking for buildings that have a some type of significance to the 9 gods, right, or some type of reference to the 9 false gods of Omu, from what they said. Like that's the main reason we're here, to find whatever relics that are in there, those temples or whatever, so that we can destroy the Aserarak. But also, we want to figure out how to kill all the snake people too, right? That's why we're here.
So Aserarak told you to visit the 9 shrines that you needed. So he invited you to come visit him. Said that you
was nice of him.
The 9 shrines.
Why are we following and listening to him? Question. He tried to kill us, and then he was inviting us in. Just putting that out there.
Well, I mean, he was very kind about inviting us in. I mean,
that's true. He did not say there was going to be tea there or anything.
You got to at least show up and make an appearance, right? And then you
right.
and you casually dip out.
Irish goodbye.
Irish goodbye.
You told us there'd be punch and pie.
I mean, that's a fair question. Why don't we just go find him and kill him? I mean, that's a fair question. Maybe us solving those puzzles is exactly what he wants, and we'll make him more powerful or something. Yeah, that's good.
I think we're gonna find an alliance, and we'll be able to beat him.
Maybe.
I like the optimism, Nick.
I do too. The lion's hiding in the decayed and dead city of Omu. But the other reason we would check buildings would be to find snake people, I guess, right?
These were, whatever was in here was small. It was unlikely to be snake people.
Right.
So you guys have come to Omu, right, to basically to destroy the source of Death Curse. You've been told.
Right. Like no, I understand the overall picture. I'm just trying to.
No, but I wanted to add one more thing, which is
building.
So you know from what you've learned in the past that soulmonger is somewhere below Omu. That's all you know.
Right.
you don't know how to get.
Go down.
We need to get to below Omu. Okay.
That's how. You just go down.
It's always easier to go down than up.
Yeah.
No.
And that's what Squawk always says.
Wait till you hear what my next guy always says. All right, let's move on to the next block then. I mean, if nothing else, we're at least marking. So we can say, Troy, that let me get the pen out. We were right there. This block is poison.
I didn't say poison, but it has this
Spores.
No.
Fungal growth. Would you say that this area, this is about the, I mean, based on our map, that this area is Spore Town?
That block of those 3 buildings where you're is
Spore Town, okay. I mean, everything else, we're mapping out Omu. Like, I mean, that's fine. Wait, my map or the blue one?
I don't know who the blue was.
Not
Okay.
Spore Town. It's
Blue is
Oregon.
yours.
Spore again, damn it. Okay. I'll clean that up a little bit, but cool.
All right, where are you guys off to next?
I say we keep working our way northeast. We go towards the blue, yeah.
Okay. So you guys kind of
Oh, is our stealth roll still active, by the way, from last week?
definitely. So you guys kind of on here, you kind of came here, there,
Wow, that's cleaned up.
stepped in there, and so now you're going straight to that circle where the Hillers drew.
You can draw shapes too.
So am I right? Am I right about
Yes.
Yes, it
Yes.
does.
that? Okay. Okay. So you approach what looks like it was probably a manse at one point, but it's pretty dilapidated and fallen into ruin as well. No fungal outgrowth, but you do see, the foliage, the jungle, which it was thick even inside of Omu. You now have a better view down the was almost the main commerce street, which is Ray's jungle. You chance to see some of that. Even that, the foliage has encroached upon it, and break some of the rock. And this manse side of it, it has a lot of the jungle have crept and inside of it.
You're breaking up again. I don't know if you're.
Oh.
If you might want to move your mic a little closer or something. I don't know.
You can see that there are ferns kind of sticking from outside the windows, like from the inside of the building, sticking to the treetop, kind of burst through the ceiling. You can't see the ceiling, but you imagine that perhaps there are trees growing within right now. Similarly to the last building, the windows and doors are gone. You can look inside from a distance and see, it's relatively dark, and there are vines and ferns, just a base level of thick foliage throughout the inside.
Okay.
You first, Jason. You can, well. Okay. I guess if nobody has any other reason to go in there, Jason.
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't, if there's no indication about being a religious building of any kind, I would say let's just keep moving.
Okay, so where are you guys headed next?
Recta would advocate for that.
I would for me, knowing this map, I would probably want to look in this area, because a walled-in area like that looks like it very well could be important if there's a wall around it.
Concur.
Yep, I like it.
How do I delete these lines? I can't seem to
If
get.
you go to your
it
arrow
is-
tool, then you can click and drag a selection box,
Drag
and
a
then
box
just hit
around
delete.
it.
Oh, thank you.
You have to switch from the brush.
But yeah, in this whole compound.
Yep.
Scientology
so you-
going on there.
So as you get a little bit closer, you see this walled compound, and you see smoke drifting from behind the wall. You get a little bit closer as you walk in the path from that separates the wall from the raised highway to your right, and you see a distant gate, probably still 50 yards away. The gate to this walled compound lies on the ground in splinters, and you can see just slightly some of the buildings inside that are covered in scorch.
It seems like a good place.
Have we been here before, guys?
You're about there.
And that's the main gate you were speaking of. This right here. Okay.
And we're still stealthy. We're still stealthy as we move our way through it.
Well, we haven't done anything about.
But we've not actually asked.
But
for
I
stealth.
think, speaking of, I think this maybe is a good time to try to stealth up a little bit. As
did he say our stealth was not still active?
You guys fought a whole battle.
It wasn't very stealthy.
Oh, you're right. We did. That's right.
I
forgot that was before the battle. My fault.
Why are you guys rolling with advantage, by the way?
Well, Hillers has disadvantage, right?
Yes.
I don't know. Mine always rolls. So
You can select that on your character sheet, which one you're going to roll.
Probably.
It says advantage, normal, disadvantage.
You have to change your settings to
Right.
add.
I'm at disadvantage for this one, so I kept it.
Right, because you've got the armor.
Okay. So you guys try to kind of cling to the wall and
Stealthing at a 5.
and use the foliage to the best of your ability. You're doing the cartoon thing where you hide with one leaf in front of you.
All right. Squawk might as well just be pounding his drum as we walk through. Okay, let's go.
Jason closes his eyes in the hopes that if he can't see them, they can't see him.
He's singing and skipping.
All right, and how high are these walls?
The walls are about 15 feet high.
Okay.
Squawk, you want to poke your head over the wall, maybe? All stealthy see what you see?
Yeah, can I stick my head? Can I use my stealth roll to kind of kick over the top?
Yes.
Okay, then that's what I would like to do. Is I would like to use my stealth roll to investigate over the fence to see what I can see.
Okay, so there's an outcrop of trees nearby on the other side of the wall, and what you do is kind of fly up into those trees where you're masked, and you look to the other side and you see what looks like a very recent battle. You see that in the center of the compound there's a plaza littered with charred human corpses. You see one of the corpses being torn apart right now by a pack of wild dogs.
Oh boy.
Okay. From here, okay, I would like to get a little bit closer than stealthy as possible. Are the people? Can I investigate? Is this person wearing a red robe? I guess is the question.
The corpse?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll a perception check. It's worthless for you. I don't know why I make you.
To see if I can see how red it is.
Because it just gets bumped up to a 19. But yes, all of the or most of the corpses you see are wearing the red robes.
Okay, and what are the non-red robe? So if one side is facing this person and the other is facing this side, what is the non-red side?
Well, it appears to be mostly, it's not like there was a battle line. It looks like the corpses have been moved. You actually see kind of off to the side, you see so you see really two main piles. You see one pile that is almost entirely of humans, or perhaps is entirely humans or humanoid-like creatures. Tough to tell from this distance. Most of whom are wearing red robes. You see some others that are clad in maybe more pedestrian garb. Again, tough to really get the specifics from this. Near there, you do see a little bit closer to you. You see another pile. You see a pile of bodies that are kind of stacked one on top of the other, with a glaive, which is a long, sharp pole arm thrust through all of them.
Oh boy.
And they appear to have been all burnt. You do see, kind of looking at their skulls, like which you can peek through and see this. You can see that they appear to be more snake-like. They have strange inhuman vertebrae. The skulls are kind of shaped more like a snake. And some of these skulls are kind of lashed, like off of the body, separately lashed to the spear. And this is all kind of set up off to the side next to this wall. And on the wall, you see somebody has taken the axe and drawn a snake curled in a spiral, gripping a circle in its jaws at the center of that.
Okay. So it kind of looks like the Cobra Kai symbol.
Kind of.
Okay. Can I see the party from where I am?
Yeah.
Okay. And how far away is the gate from where the party is to get in? Like how far before they can enter the compound?
They're still probably about 30 to 40 yards away.
What I just want to do is kind of watch them as they're approaching, and I want to watch the gate to see if it's to kind of be their alarm to see if anything's going, if they're going to while they get in.
Mm-hmm. So right now you don't see anything moving or alive other than the dogs. Which appear to be, they're not like dire dogs. They look like just
regular dogs,
wild dogs.
And is there any other kind of potential things that I would look to conceive as like an ambush spot here, or does it look like there's any other kind of activity?
Well, there are quite a few buildings inside of this compound, and some of the buildings are completely in shambles and ruins, and you can see they've fallen down either recently or a while ago. Some of the other buildings are still covered, and so you don't know what's inside.
Okay, and for purposes of the map, can we assume that the compound is accurate?
Yes.
For buildings, okay. And as I'm flying, okay, I'll fly around, and then I'll get down I'll fly over to like this building here.
Okay.
Because I assume I'm in this tree, so I'm going to fly over here to this building.
Okay.
Being careful to look out for like those kind of spory things to make sure that there's.
Yeah, you don't see any spores.
Okay. Do I see anything just like out of the ordinary that I wouldn't?
Other than the burning piles of corpses.
Other than burning
piles, in general, or like on.
You know what? I'm in general. I mean, would be fine. Like as I'm flying, just to take notice. Like I see that the piles and the burning things. But just to make sure that like the spores are the only thing that I'm somewhat aware of as dangerous. So if
nothing catches your attention.
Okay. And does the roof look to be somewhat safe for me to land on?
It does.
Okay.
You can see there are some holes in the roof, but it's strong enough to wait.
Okay. And I want to stealthily land on it.
Okay.
As possible, and kind of peek in through any of the holes on the roof to see if I can see into the building from the roof.
Okay. So you look inside and you see more of the scorch marks. Clearly there was some sort of battle here. No bodies that you notice immediately. But you do kind of hear like a light whining sound.
Oh, how nice.
Okay. Coming from inside this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's a heavy moaning sound. That's not a light whining sound.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like take that and dial it down. So,
Okay.
you're right
It's coming from. Does it sound like it's a wounded person, or what is it? So I can hear the whining. Does it sound like someone injured? Or does it sound like someone's?
Make an insight check.
Why won't you take me shopping?
Yeah.
You never let me do what I want.
Is that a light one?
Does it sound like a child in timeout?
It sounds like it's a wounded person, most likely.
Okay, and it's just one. Can I get in there from the roof? Can I like kind of stick my head in there and take a look?
You could get in, but
I want to stick my head in, like from the roof. I want to stick my head in. And just like.
Okay, so you do that.
I'll cast dancing lights in there. If it's too dark, I'll cast dancing lights as a cantrip to light the area.
Okay, so that helps. And now you can see quite well into the room. Nothing's moving. You do see there's a bunch of rubble, and after a second, you see some of the rubble shift. It looks like there might be under the.
Okay. I want to go in. I want to go and investigate the shifting of the rubble.
So you want to like actually?
I'll go into the. I'll fly into. Yeah, I'll get into the house.
Okay, so you can get down into the house. It's going to be tough to fly inside of here, so you're probably going to be walking it.
Okay, I'm going to get pretty freaked out right now, but I will. I'm kind of freaked out in here, but that's how I want to go investigate the rubble.
Okay, so you get a little bit closer to the rubble, and you can hear that moaning sound again. Whatever it is doesn't seem to have noticed you. It is, every now and then shifting the rubble, but the rubble's barely moving.
Okay. I want to start moving some of the rubble.
Okay, so you go ahead and make a athletics check.
Rubble on the double.
Okay. You start to pull some of the rubble off.
Move like a little pebble.
One of the big pieces you kind of pull, and then it slips from your grasp and comes back, and you hear the person underneath. Is someone there?
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
I need help.
I'm trying to help. On 3, push.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Make another athletics check.
Fine. I'll let you make another athletics. All right.
Wow.
There you
You
go.
single-handedly lift the entire building over your head.
All right. So you pull it off, and the rubble falls off, and then it takes you probably another 30 seconds to pull the rubble away. And beneath the rubble, I've got a handout here. You find an older man, and
Stay a while.
Stay a while and listen.
Lornado.
Hello.
Okay, so you find an older man. He's got most of the hair on top of his head is gone. He's got a little white chin strap beard that's completely gray. A little bit of a mullet going on as well. He's not wearing red robes, but he is certainly a human.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, basically.
He's got really bad suntan. Okay, and I helped it.
Thank you.
How dare
He's in rough shape. He's
How dare you?
Hello,
If
friend.
he's rough shape,
he's very hurt.
Sound a
And
lot more like
he seems
Hulk Hogan.
he seems to be covered in ash, and he's quite scraped up and battered. He looks like he's not doing well.
I want to extend my talent and say, hey, let me help you up.
Thank you, sir. I thought I was. And he stands up, but he's quite wobbly and weak.
Well, here, let's get you out of here. And I want to escort him outside.
Okay. And so as you guys kind of,
compound yet?
you have not. You're still sitting by the wall.
I'd like to head in.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I feel like we'd be wondering what the hell Squawk is doing.
In our alarm is not alarming for us anymore.
Yeah. Your alarm guy just left.
He goes, I'm an alarm, but there's a building over here, so I think I gotta do that.
Would you call him our canary in the coal mine?
Not anymore.
All right. So let me handle Squawk first. So Squawk, you and this guy walk out of the building. He sees this pile of corpses. Oh. And roughly around that time, you guys also see the rest of the party members and Turna kind of coming through the gate. And as you guys turn around, you see walking through the courtyard with this old man.
Are we gonna let them go now for a few minutes?
So you guys,
Which is fine.
Who's your friend?
I just he was trapped under a building, and I helped. I lifted the building up with my Herculean strength. Saved this old man from a collapsed building. That's the tale.
My name is Orvex. The UNT ambushed us in our camp here, and it looks like I might be the only survivor.
Why were you here?
So as you guys do this, you see one of the dogs that's tearing at the flesh of the pile of corpses kind of turn to you guys and grab.
I'd like to speak with it, but I don't know who you want to do first here.
What was your question, Nick? I'll get to your question, then I'll switch over to Roland.
Why were you here?
Well, I'm a scribe. I study old Omuan, and I was hired in Port Nine Zaru to come with a party. teleported in a couple of days ago, and I was helping them translate some of the Omuan that we found around the city.
And what did you define? What did you how is your scribing? What have you been able to discern from the scribe from your literature that you found?
Well, we've only been here for a couple of days, so not a lot, but I did find references to Ubta and references to many of these 9 gods that appear to previously unknown. This is new, very, very interesting, I must say. I'm glad that perhaps I might have the opportunity to study this more now that you've saved me. I was going to be so disappointed to let all of that knowledge go to waste.
Well, we too are looking to study these temples and to learn more about the Omuan ways. We would like to make Omu great again, if you will.
No. No.
Oh God.
So we would like to so I would like to work with you in your historical collection of data.
So okay, well I need some time to rest, but if you all are going to explore the sea and I'd be happy to come along and translate, especially if you can keep me safe.
Excuse me, sir. Could you tell us more about all these 9 individual gods?
Before we get to that, let's switch back over to Roland. So Roland, most of the dogs are just tearing into the flesh, but one dog is like pulled a hand, mostly free, and he's kind of got the hand in his mouth, and he's looking at you, growling.
Does the hand have any jewelry on it? We might be
like in Euro Trip.
So I'd like to say it's I like the idea there. Whoa, big fella, and just kind of get a little bit lower and say, what's your name?
So like with the hand still in his mouth, he's like, Fred.
Fred, I have a good treat right here in my backpack, and I'd like to pull out the gorillon hand that I had.
Okay.
And I'd like to just break one of the fingers off.
Okay.
Put the hand back in. And I'd like to hold it, and I'd like to say, "Are you a good boy?"
Oh, good boy. And he kind of slowly inches forward, still with the hand in his mouth.
And I'll do the kind of universal crouch down, just hold it out in my hand, let him sniff, and let him get closer and take the finger.
And then bite your face off.
Okay, so he gets up there, and then he kind of looks like he opens his mouth a little bit, and the hand starts to fall out, and he grips it back really tightly and kind of looks at the finger, and then kind of you see him kind of like look at the hand, and he's looking back and forth. He's not really sure what to do. He considers it for a moment, and then he kind of puts the hand down in between his legs, like as close to him as he can, and snatches out for the finger. Go ahead and make a dexterity check. Dexterity saving throw. That's fine. Yeah, so you barely kind of let go as he grabs onto the finger and darts back, and he kind of and swallows it down. It takes about 4 seconds from the just beer bong that grill on finger. And he picks the hand back up.
I want to ask him. I said, say good boy. Say how long have you been here?
His tail starts to wag a little bit. He's coming around.
So how long he's been eating.
He slowly puts the hand back down and says, "Lots of tasty human meat. Been eating all day."
Has this human meat been here for a while?
No, just today. Just found it today.
Fresh human meat.
Fresh human meat. Tasty. All
the best.
Ours.
Yes. No.
Could spare some for you.
No, all yours.
I like you.
You enjoy. I have plenty of gorillon hands. I'm very full. I want to ask him Was there a big boom here, a big sound, big battle that happened here? Lots of people.
I don't know. We smelled the burning and smelled the meat, and we came and lots of meat.
With a pack of your fellow dogs, where do you live that's safe?
We live in a building, a big stone building to the.
Does he talk with his paws like this too?
Yeah.
But one of the paws is holding the hand, so it's a half human hand, half. Are there spots with lots of? Are there areas here with lots of
Sunny spots
of snake people, half snake, half people? They
Yes.
do this.
Lots. Fred does not know, but lots of snake people in the city. Lots of snake people.
Do you know where is not safe? Where is not safe?
He kind of looks a little confused.
Yeah.
I mean, for a dog, it's not going to really be safe anymore.
Okay. Are there many people in area? I think I asked this possibly, but many people, or is not many people here? I don't know how populated.
Many snake people. Many snake people.
Okay. Are we safe here? Is this place here safe?
He looks confused again. Like this is maybe the word safe is just not really meaningful to him.
All right. I want to tell him, good boy. You
Shakes his tail.
You tell your friends, we are friends. You are safe. You enjoy. We won't bother you.
I was like, okay. He says, you can come eat too, but tell your friends no eat, just you.
Thank you.
Grabs
I'm full, but thank you.
Grabs the hand and darts back over to the. All right. So Zygmundo was asking Orvex. And I didn't share. Let me go ahead and share this with you guys now.
Oh,
So you asked Orvex.
He doesn't have arms.
Yeah, but that's all you were able to pull out of the rubble.
What a scribe!
So
upper body.
So you asked him about the nine god.
Yes, I did.
Okay. He tells you, yes. Well, it appears that there were 9 gods that the Omoans began to worship sometime before the fall. As you know, Ubtal, of course, was the original deity, worshipped all over Chult. The Omoans, something happened, and they changed who they worshipped. And these 9 gods were modeled after the animals of the area. You had they worshipped a spirit of the Kamadan, and spirit of the Almarok, and a spirit of the Iblis, a spirit of the Failslail, and the Froghemoth. They had 9 of these gods modeled after these local. And each one named, and then they seemed from my studies so far to have been in constant war with each paired off against another.
Like a reality show.
No.
Can I hear this too? Like, am I right here?
Yeah, everybody can hear this. Yep. We're all
Was
together.
one of these gods, I mean, did they have homes around the area? Was one of these gods' homes in this particular area?
Yes. Well, we read about shrines. It seems that they repurposed the old shrines to Ubtal and rebuilt them. In each of these gods had a shrine where the Omoans would come to worship. Each one they held sacrifices, and they offered offerings of gold and valuables. I do not know what's happened to them since then. We just arrived and had made camp, and we're studying And he kind of looks around, finds that he's still wearing his pack, and pulls out, pulls out a few sheets of parchment, and you see kind of strange language scrawled on it. We found a lot, and he's kind of going through it, and he says, yes, there are nine shrines here. Yes. I'm sorry. What was the question again?
We need to find those shrines.
Two questions. Well,
Where
one is, do you know the names of the gods?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Do you know where the shrines are to each god?
I don't know where the shrines are, although we do think that there was one nearby, over just across that wall, and he kind of gestures in that direction. We were about to set out for that shrine when we were attacked, and I do know the names of all the gods. We were able to determine that while we were here researching the etchings and the walls of this compound. Seems to have been in probably a prince's villa once.
So what were their names? Can you give us a list, please?
I can. Who's somebody ready to take notes?
Oh boy.
Get your stuff ready here. Hang on. I got only one monitor. I'm so crippled right now. I can't deal.
All right. There was Kubazan, the Froghemoth, and Shagambi, the Kamadan. There was Moa, the Jakuli, Unk, the Flail Snail, Ijin, the Almarad,
That's snail, SNAI, Hillers.
Longo, the Sioux Monster, Papazadal, the Iblis, Nang Nang, the Grung, and Obolaka, the Zorbo.
All right. Can you please?
I made note in the
in
video.
comment?
I made note in the video where it is, so we can write it down.
Okay.
Here, I can let me go ahead and give you guys these.
I just want to make sure we know them for tonight when we go across, when we get to the temple to our west there, because we're probably
It's gonna
Oh,
take me a turn.
Froghemoth, of course.
Froghemoth. That sounds terrifying. A Froghemoth.
That is the only thing I can remotely fathom what it is.
I want no part of that.
A flail snail is like a snail with a mace for a tail. It's a lawyer. Wonko the lawyer.
Good lawyer.
Because he's a Sioux monster.
Some would call him Michael Cohen.
Okay. He tells you that as you if you'll allow him to travel with you, he'll tell you the legend of the 9 gods that he's deciphered from the ruins.
Sir, where are you from, sir?
I've been in Port Nyanzaru for many years, but before that, I made my home in Waterdeep.
Oh, fantastic. We're also from the Sword Coast. It's nice to meet a fellow Sword Coastian.
Yes. Well, yeah, yes. Especially these damn Thans. Well, I appreciate their employment, but they weren't the most hospitable sort. So, still, and he kind of looks sadly back at the pile of bodies. Such a waste. We were going to learn so much, and they had very smart.
What were you able to learn from the Thans?
Learn from the thing. Well, very, very little. The Thans didn't speak to us much. They hired several of us scribes to come along, and we were the ones here to tell them. They had purchased our services so that they could learn from us, not the other way around. You see.
Okay. And who was it that destroyed these? Who was it that killed these people?
The Yuan-Ti, the snake men that inhabit this city.
But it looks like there are Yuan-Ti that are also on these piles.
Well, yes, it wasn't a one-sided battle. I frankly didn't see much of it as I fled immediately. But But on my way, I did see that a few of the red mages got several spells off. I saw a few fireballs, and I think a few snakes got blown to bits. So they put in some hurt, but it does not look like the Thanes won. And I was hiding when the wall collapsed upon me. Perhaps one of the Thanes' fireballs, actually, most likely, because the snakes they seem to be not fighting with magic, with weapons. Okay. And I was covered, and I thought I was going to die trapped under that.
Am I able to just detect if he's lying? Like check like to see if he, like, how confident do I feel like with his story? I guess is
make an insight check.
Insight, okay.
He seems to be on the up and up.
Is that something? I guess okay. Because I don't want. I want to be clear. Like, I don't think that Squawk doesn't not trust him. In sense, like Squawk like fully is like all in on this guy for some reason. I don't know why, but I think that you can just always tell if someone's being shady or lying, I guess is the question. So I want to be able to just know, like, a passive check to see if that would. Yeah, I guess a passive insight check to check for that would have been a better thing that I would have been going for on that. That's all.
No, you can make an insight check. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to interrogate them as part of it.
If one of these shrines was out back, we may want to check it out.
Are we in the best position to do that at this moment?
No time like the present.
No, I think that we should. I think that we should explore a little bit more.
We're missing some spells.
Yeah, we need to get rested up before we want to go.
I have very little left in terms of magical ability.
Yeah, are we at a point where we can camp for the night here?
I feel like it should be late enough in the day.
Like 5 o'clock. So if you
we still have a couple hours.
If you wanted to sit down and rest extra, yes, but you can't start your long rest quite yet.
Maybe we should try to look for a good spot for a long rest, because maybe the spot where an ambush just occurred is not the best place to shack for them.
Yeah. Can we explore maybe the buildings in this area just to make sure they're clear? Just to
go through here, spend like an hour or so, and go through these buildings, try to see what's clear.
It appears to be there's only one entry into this particular neighborhood or whatever you call it. But,
yeah, you look around and you see that the gate entrance appears to be the only main way. You see some parts of the wall have tumbled down a bit, so that it's not the 15 feet height. But for the most part, the wall encircles this large compound. Orvex tells you it was probably a villa.
So maybe we should just spend this time kind of running through the rest of the buildings. Not in detail or whatever, it's like, but just making sure there's nobody in them, making sure they're clear, where nobody's going to jump out and stab us while we're
sleeping. Okay. So is that what you guys are doing?
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm for it.
Okay. So you go into this building down here, and you seem, you don't find any more corpses again, but you do seem, it seems like this is maybe where they Thames had stored some of their provisions. You do find some bags full of rations. You're able to find about 20 rations there.
Yes.
You also find some basic implements, basic weapons. Nothing really particularly interesting. Looks like probably belong more to guards, wizards themselves. You do find a potion of vitality intermixed with a few bottles of wine.
Of wine?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I drink a bottle. I drink a bottle of wine.
Okay.
I open the wine and drink it.
Squawk drinks a whole bottle of wine with his hollow bone.
People.
Thanks, Squawk. I'm good. No, I'm okay. But thank you.
There are 3 more bottles of wine, and there's the potion.
Potion of vitality. That's what is that?
Stand by. Aura of Vitality.
Removes exhaustion, cures disease or poison affecting you for the next 24 hours.
Yeah.
You regain the maximum number of hit points.
It's basically like a support spell.
Spend.
Why don't you grab it, Roland? Want to hang on to it?
I agree. Roland should have it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. That's about all you were able to find in that building.
Okay.
Yeah.
You keep going?
Yeah, I mean, just kind of checking each building, make sure there's no people who want to kill us in them,
Okay.
or non-people who want to kill us.
Okay. So you move into this next building, and it's in pretty rough shape. It's seems to have been mostly destroyed long before this recent ambush. You walk in, and Recto, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Stand by.
Okay. So
Fantastic. That's a 2.
so
Not
so
bad.
as you walk into the building, the floor gives way underneath of you as you fall down to take 4 points of damage as you land on this bottom floor, and you look around and you see an intricate set of like a large maze carved into the wall all around this room you've fallen into, and it's quite dusty. It doesn't look like it's been touched in many years.
It's basically like a symbol maze. Like it looks like the maze we saw on the wall back
At the monolith.
back up the river when
That's
we
right.
came across that temple.
That's
Okay.
right. And there is an altar-like structure at one end of the room.
Okay. So this is like an Uptau, kind of a secret Uptau temple down here. Seems like. Yeah, I'd like to go investigate the altar, and
Okay. So kind of at the top of the altar, you find an orb, and it's about that big around, pretty hefty.
testicles. Yeah.
And it's the orb itself seems to be it's a dark stone, and it has again a maze carved over the entire surface of the orb,
It's floating, or it's just sitting on top of the.
sitting on top.
Are there any sticks around?
There are no sticks down here, unfortunately, because it seems to be all stonework and.
What about like there's rocks and stuff though, right? Like
Yeah.
rubble.
Actually, as now that I think about it, you if you look on the wall, you can find a couple of completely kind of burnt out torches. So you could probably pluck one of those off the wall.
Yeah, I'd like to take one of those and poke at that.
Okay.
that rock.
So you take the torch and yank it off the wall, and parts of it crumble off, but you're able to hold on to enough of it to make a nice poke and stick.
Like a poke and step back kind of thing, like a.
Yeah, so you do that, and the orb just kind of falls off and clatters on the ground and rolls a few feet away.
I'd like to, in that case, I'd like to take the orb and throw it in my pack.
Okay, so you pick up the orb, and at your next short rest, if you were to inspect it, what you would find is that it's well made. It's not necessarily magical itself. It's worth probably about 75 gold. It's not too heavy, but it's relatively large. It could be used as a focus for a wizard or a druid.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so you don't see any obvious way out of this room. You're not quite sure how it was used. Once upon a time, perhaps there was a trap door at one point with a rope ladder that's now gone. You're not sure, but go ahead and make a acrobatics check to try and leap up and grab onto the ledge and get out of here.
Okay. F1 monitor. This is brutal.
All right, you boom jump up and you like nearly make it without even having to grab onto the ledge. You kind of at the last minute put a little arm down and push yourself out, like you're hopping out of a pool. You're back with the rest of the group.
And I'll just kind of inform that down there's a temple of Ubtao. I found an orb that looks to be a important. I don't know what the word is. I've been drinking beer for a while, but it's an important piece of that has an important symbolism to worshippers of Ubtao. So I've got it in my pack if anybody needs it.
I have to grab my staff tight and say I have my focus right here, but
yeah, I figured.
So moving on to the next one. Okay, so you go into the next building, and who's leading the way in there?
I guess I'll lead. We'll all take a shot.
All right. So Roland, you lead your way in there, and you see that the floor of this building has been completely kind of broken through by foliage and plants, and there are a moment. There are 5 mushrooms poking through the floor.
What size are these mushrooms?
Pretty large mushrooms. So these mushrooms are they're interesting because they're brightly colored. They're
gone poorly thin mushrooms.
Thin, long stalks, and the head of the mushroom is about the size of your fist.
Would I know if these mushrooms are Amanita muscaria?
Are you in the building?
I actually don't know where I am right now. I've been kind of following along.
That being said, so this might help him, because what my next call would be is to kind of call out to the group, specifically Orvex, since he's a scribe of this area and has been studying, and say, kind of, am I standing like in the doorway? You know, like I can kind of call over for some insight on these things.
Sure, you can.
So I'd like to call him over, and I don't know, maybe Zig overhears that, but call specifically Orvex over and see if he has seen these in his travel.
Okay. Just a moment. So Orvex comes over and takes a look at those mushrooms, and he tells you that he has not run into those. Those are new to him.
God, I don't want to fuck around with mushrooms. So the floor is broken. This is the only kind of noticeable thing in here are these mushrooms.
Yep. Yep.
Is the floor walkable, or is it like legit broken?
It's broken, so there's lots of rubble laying around, but it's earth underneath of it, so it's you can still walk on it.
Okay. I'd like to walk closer and get.
It's more like the outside than the inside now.
I'd like to walk closer, get a quick look at one of these mushrooms.
Okay.
And if I get closer, nothing notable happens. Knowing it's just a mushroom, probably not. I'd like to pick one.
Okay, go ahead and make a nature check.
Oh, stop with the nature checks. I'm a druid. I don't know why you're trying to do nature checks.
Oh my God.
You've never seen this in your life. You have no idea what they are. But you're able to pick them.
We know.
Well, at least we're able to pick them. How many of them are there?
5.
5.
They're called. So as you pick one, Orvex kind of looks a little bit closer and says, actually, I do know what these are. I believe these are Zabus.
Is that the name of one of the gods?
Anything else that you can give me, Orvex, other than Zabus? Are they edible? Are they dangerous?
Well, I don't know. I'm not a botanist. I'm a scribe.
Have you seen people eat these or interact with them? I mean, am I safe to carry them with me? Do you know?
Interact with them.
Well, I don't know explode, most likely. So I suspect you could try sharing them with me.
If I have a, do I have like a, okay, I'm gonna take them and put them in my pack, and I would like to kind of wrap them. If I can get like maybe a large leaf, or if I have a small leather pouch, I'd like to kind of wrap them. I don't want them loosely just flopping around in my pack.
Okay.
And I will take these. What do you call it? Zabu. I will take these Zabu
Yeah.
mushrooms.
ZABOU, or just ZABOU.
I will take them with me and try to find out more.
Okay.
And it's, being that there's nothing else in there, I will walk back out.
Okay. That's right. And then you guys continue on. You search out the rest of the buildings. The only thing that you find beyond that is one vial amongst kind of some equipment that seems to have been dropped by one of the UNT. You find a stoppered vial of serpent venom.
Ooh.
Jason should have that.
It's just venom?
Yeah.
If Jason wants it, he can have it.
Is it poisonous?
Well, it's venomous.
Sorry, I missed that one. Is there a is it a vial or something?
Yes, it's a vial of serpent venom.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. There were 5 mushrooms.
Thank you.
All right, and as you kind of explore around, that's really all you find in the compound. And at this point, it's late in the evening. It's starting to get a little bit harder to see.
All right. Can I find a general area like I get? Let's see if that works. Like this hut thing in the center. Can we go into? I would propose that we go into there, and I'll pull my little my what's it called?
Sitar?
Liam's tiny hut.
Yeah, the sitar, and make my little nest. Giant
You guys
nest
walk
for
in there,
everyone.
and it looks like it was once a greenhouse. All the glass long since been broken. Kind of crunch on some of it, but most of it's missing. But you're able to go in there, and it's a large enough structure that you can. There's no ceiling at this point, but you can, there's some of the lattice
Great.
is there, but you're able to play your sitar and create the domed hut.
Great.
Around.
And it's gonna be like
everybody.
a deep purple kind of like the color of nighttime.
Okay. And it was pretty tight fit this time because you've got Orvex and Turna with you as well.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, because it's 8 I can hold, so we're okay.
Getting there. And Orvex is in bad shape, so he does heal up.
A big spoon, Jason.
I decline.
He's wearing a lot of very cold metal armor. I don't know.
That's a bet, Jason.
Oh, I'm so happy I got my spells back.
Oh,
Wait,
so
we
when
are
you
long
go-
resting, right? I mean, that's the plan.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah, to
assume
see
that-
if we get through the night.
Yeah, we probably should wait till we get to the night before we start throwing spells back up, but can you use this as a bio break too?
Yes, please.
do it.
Cool.
I forget how many. I think I had 26.
Excited! I got a sweet new swag bag.
Oh, dude. Save that for Sarah.
You got swag in your bag? What's that? Ooh.
Oh, are you at you're at VMworld?
Yeah, man.
How
I
can
got a
they have
buddy that
an
just started
entire
working for
convention around
VMware.
software replicated operating systems?
What's that?
How can they have an entire convention around that?
Around VMware?
They've
Yeah.
got a lot of products, man. A lot of products.
They own IT infrastructure basically.
Oh, this is a VMware.
Yeah, this is a
Conference.
VMware conference. Yeah.
Okay, so this is not just virtual machine conference. Like,
Right. No, this is the actual company VMware puts this on.
cool.
Um,
I use VirtualBox, not VMware.
yeah. Oh, there's other ones out there. I mean, the other big ones are, Citrix and
But
Microsoft.
VMware does a lot more than just the equivalent of virtual.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, they're also in the virtual desktop world now. where you can they're coming to Citrix on that one. They got cloud infrastructure that they're coming at. They've got big data they're coming at. They've got just standard SANs that they're coming at now. They're they got a lot going on. There's like 23,000 people at this conference.
Wow.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
It's a big one. Yeah.
Hey, Meryl, I'm gonna go get another beer here.
This is what I'm using today. I got this at the bar downstairs in the New York.
Nice.
Nice.
Do you know what
It only
Treehouse
cost me
is?
$9. So
That's about right. Yeah.
Meryl, do you know what Treehouse is?
I know what a treehouse is.
Oh, Treehouse Brewing.
No, where's that?
Okay, it's in Massachusetts, but my photographs of what I got from them are not going to impress you. Then, they are like, do you know Wicked Weed down in Asheville?
Sure.
Yeah, so they are basically like the Wicked Weed of New England, and before they got bought out.
You know what? I feel like I've heard it. Yeah, I do feel like I've heard it now. Yeah.
Right. So when I was up there 2 weekends ago, one of my buddies ended up picking me up an entire flat, and a flat of 22-ounce cans costs $130.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's you can only buy it at the brewery. So
That's awesome.
yeah. All right, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna grab one of those.
Good for you, typically. So yeah. Yeah, there's like one of the like tomorrow night, Cohesity here. They they rented out. I think it's Hakkasan, the MGM Grand, and I think Snoop Dogg is going to be there.
Really?
Yeah, like it's like some legit act. This thing, so yeah, it's pretty cool. Sarah was thrilled that I told her. Basically, my boss came to me on Tuesday. He was like, "Hey, just got a free voucher to VMworld. You want to go?" Like,
Are you serious? Oh, so this is like spur of the moment, basically.
yeah.
Wow.
Well, like he had hinted at it all year. He's like, "Yeah, we typically go." Like,
Yeah.
this year, because we weren't doing any licensing renewals, or there were no big VMware purchases this year with any of our vendors or partners or anything, and so it was tougher. And CDW came through. We're like, yeah, wait, we got an extra voucher. So
Nice.
they came through last minute, and it's like, then I went home to Sarah Tuesday night. I'm like, hey, can I go to Vegas next week? And she was like, what? So,
Hey, do you have any coworkers with you, or just you?
yeah, there's one. He's the problem was like it was so late that I didn't get into some of the dinners and stuff that were going on. Like I got leave. So he's in one of them right now, and so it kind of worked out with this. They had like a welcome reception from like 4 to 7 here, like this time. So I was like, I'll go there for a little bit and head out and come back, and then I'm gonna head out after this. But yeah, well, I'm sitting here looking at T-Mobile Arena right now. Pretty cool.
Yep. Nice.
Where are you staying? Which hotel?
New York.
Nice.
Because the conference is at Mandalay Bay, so this is the closest one that wasn't completely booked. So.
Hard to beat the old Excalibur, but
Oh, come on.
Actually, I take that back. Excalibur was available.
Nick and I were just
Shocking.
talking about Excalibur.
shocking.
Excalibur has just never been updated. It's worse than the Venetian.
So
Way worse.
Monte Carlo, which is the one we stayed at last time we came, actually just got remodeled. Like they put like tens of millions of dollars into the remodel. It's now Park MGM, it's called, or something like that. And like you can get rooms that have like recirculated like eucalyptus air and
Oh, that's the best.
like it's like all this like herbal stuff that they have in their rooms now. It's pretty crazy.
Oh, this beer smells like pineapple. Oh, so good.
No,
Nice.
I don't want that. Hard pass.
No, it's all the hops. It has nothing to do with fruit. Delicious.
It don't taste like pineapple.
It does not taste like pineapple. It smells like pineapple.
Yeah. Huh.
Hey, Meryl, are you on Untapped?
No, I was, and then I wasn't, and I've never got back. I should be probably, but I'm not.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I've got a couple hundred beers recorded on the Facebook album, but like, I've just been hitting the untapped pretty hard for some reason.
Yeah.
This is with Citro.
It's worth keeping the record for sure. Just remember the stuff you like.
Did any gambling yet, Meryl?
No, so my coworker here, he's never played craps. He was like,
Oh boy.
yeah. So he's like, no, he's like, I'd like to. I just get intimidated. I'm like, I'll show you. I'll show you how to play. So we might do that after this.
Once we're done. So once we're done with this game, let me tell you my.
Okay.
Hey, Hillers, are you there?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and get started again. So you guys you camp down inside of the tiny magical hut that Squawk summoned. In the middle of the night, you guys do hear a sound outside, and you're able to see outside the hut, right, Nick?
Right. We can see outside. They cannot see inside.
You see a pack of kind of feral-like humanoids. It's tough to see from this distance what exactly they are, but they are clearly bipedal, but frequently drop down and use all four limbs. They kind of swarm over to the corpses and start to tear the corpses apart. The dogs have long since left, but this pack of 6 humanoids starts to just rip them apart, rip limb from limb, and eat them like they're like holding up an arm and eating like a corn on the cob. One of them,
the Mitchell together.
One of them was a little bit different. He's stalking around them. He's not eating while they eat, and you can see kind of from his profile. He's a little bit further away. He's got this long tongue that's probably like 2 feet long, hanging out of it. And he's got a bright blue triangle glowing on his.
What?
Oh, is it a core reactor?
Bright blue glowing triangle on his forehead.
Forehead.
Okay.
Does that triangle? I mean, assuming it's not like just a standard. Have we
Nothing.
seen that shape before?
A triangle?
No, I mean like
really
it's so it's just 3 straight sides.
Recto has seen a triangle before.
Because we saw symbols, and triangles can be a bit artistic beyond 3 straight lines. That's kind of what.
This is a pretty standard triangle.
Okay. All right.
Does this triangle have 4 sides?
Which way does the triangle
3
swing?
sides.
Open. Close?
Who saw the swarm of people?
Let's see. Who was on watch first? It would have been
Recto or Zig, right?
Let's see. I'm not sure what. I think the watch I have now might be a little out of. I think so. Squawk and Jason, I think, are the ones. You can wake other people up.
So they saw that, but we were all.
Mhm.
I was all meditating. Hey, there go people on the roller coaster.
Jason ponders the nature of triangles. Okay. Squawk, do you do anything?
I just observe them. Like, I don't want to. It's.
Okay.
We seem safe, and we need our rest, so there's no point in waking up.
Okay. So after about 30 to 45 minutes, they seem to have gotten their fill.
How far away are they? Also.
100 feet, 200 feet.
Okay. Can I like actively like study them just to like pick up on their mannerisms, and like the one that's walking around kind of pick up like I want to study him. I actually want to focus on him and pick up his mannerisms, pick up what he's doing, like build like a character around him. Like tell my own story about like what it is that he is, and like say that his name is like I don't know. Just come up with a character for him and
make a performance check.
Oh, actually, I already have that already rolled up. I don't know why I'm.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to study the one with the long tongue and get a feel for his demeanor and his mannerisms and how he walks.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All right, and you they leave, and you guys move through the rest of the night without any other interruption. You wake up in the morning.
Yeah,
All right.
long rest.
Yep. So you guys all got a long rest.
Sweet.
Bless you.
God bless.
Excuse me, guys.
God
Sorry.
bless. All right, enough's enough now with that.
Sorry.
Never mind, I'll open up.
All right.
Okay. So Jason lets the party know about the ghouls.
And I demonstrate what the one was acting like.
That was an excellent guess of what they were. Okay. So what do you guys do? Morning time.
I ask our new friend how he's feeling.
Orvex tells you he's feeling he's much better than yesterday. I'll tell you that, but still quite tired.
All right, let's head to that temple then.
Actually, before we head in there and you come along, what will you, as we're bringing around and you're studying, what can you offer us in terms of help if we get into trouble as we're in the temple?
Well, if you're stuck with a puzzle, I'm happy to lend my wits, and if you're fighting a monster, I'm happy to shout words of encouragement.
Okay.
You run into trouble though. Find cover and.
Oh, I will. Don't worry about that. I'm excellent at finding cover.
Having cover fall on you.
That's where
State
we found
in
him.
which we found you suggests otherwise, but we'll let
he's
you
safe.
go.
He's
Well,
found
I was highly covered.
He was.
literally covered.
Okay, so how do you guys want to get to the? So are you guys heading to the what you believe to be the shrine to the west?
Can we climb over that wall?
Are there any breaks in the wall that we
You can try. It's not huge, so you probably can.
Before he does that, can we walk through? Are there like spots that we can just walk through?
There are no spots.
It's just a solid wall. There's not like spikes in the top or anything crazy.
No, it's just a stone wall about 15 feet high. So if I can get everybody to make an acrobatics check, except for Squawk, you'll just fly over.
Thank you. Okay, Squawk, you failed your acrobatics check.
Rolls.
Can I choose to backflip over the wall?
Let me.
You're a wizard. You can just choose for there not to be a wall.
Hillers, have you rolled your
That's right.
check?
We have an archer with us.
Okay, so Orvex tries to get up, and he's just not quite able to do it.
I
A
boost
little
him
bit of
up.
a shimmy and kind of quite get there.
I'd boost
Yeah,
him
I mean,
up.
I'd have to assume one of us would have helped.
I'd
him,
pick
give
pick-
help action.
Okay.
And I can help. I can help up on the top of the wall to pull him up.
Great. Okay, so with that, then yeah,
He's
you're
still
all able to get up and over the wall, and you head in towards. As you get closer, you see that this looks very much like a shrine. That's seems to be what this thing is. So
I wonder if that shrine
On.
from the other place was one thing.
loading.
Can we ask what shrine? Well, I mean, we're about to find out, I'm sure. But does he know what shrine this is specifically?
He does not.
Okay.
So he told you that basically when he doesn't know
Okay.
where any of the shrines are. They
Gotcha.
saw this from a distance. They thought that this was going to be worth exploring. Seemed like it was likely a shrine. That's as far as they
Okay.
got.
Is there an amphibian scribbling anywhere?
Well, let's wait and find out. So as you approach, you see a rectangular pool of murky water. What?
Sorry, just repeating Hillers.
Okay, you see a rectangular pool of murky water stretching past a vine-draped shrine. There are rope bridges that used to span the water back and forth, but they're now floating on the surface of this pool, tangled with other debris. There's a toppled monolith that's in the center of the pool. That's parts of the debris from that shards that have chipped off of this monolith as it fell form stepping stones in other parts of the pool. And there is a statue of a stone frog rising above the water.
A stone what?
Frog.
Where's the
Oh my
frog's name?
god, it's Froghemoth.
What is the frog's name? I can't scroll back up any further.
Froghemoth.
Kubazan.
Kubazin, thank you. Okay.
Send
Okay.
send our resident swimmer out there with his little cloak that he's so proud of.
Mhm.
How about we go in the temple and don't worry about the water?
If it had bridges going out there, that's probably where they gave it.
Yeah, I
flies or
would.
whatever.
Can I fly over and? But can I fly over? So the bridges lead to like the altar is in the center of it?
Okay, so you guys can see right now.
I just see black. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah.
Top left.
Oh,
Yes.
look at that.
Why can I?
Oh, that frog looks like he's seen better days.
I can't see anything.
Top left.
Top left?
Scroll top left.
Scroll up.
I did.
Scroll left.
Scroll more.
So
Do-
more
do you
top
see,
left?
Do you see pings?
Yeah, it's all black. Hang on, I'm gonna refresh.
Oh, don't do that. Hold on a second.
Too late. Crap,
No,
I
no.
lost all video.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh god. Hello?
Recto swims out to the Froghemoth mouth.
Hello?
I believe that was his last words, as he was going to take the water and to take his cloak and like
He
swim underwater.
actually, I remember him saying he wanted to drink some of it.
I
Yeah,
believe
totally.
Hello?
on his
Hello,
way
we
to
can,
the
we can hear you. We
Froghemoth
can hear
I
you.
can hear.
There goes the roller coaster again. What's it cost to ride that thing?
Vegas, about $35.
That was my fault, Mike. I've been messing with the vision on the tokens.
Oh. Oh, I see stuff now. Hey, look at that. Oh, no, that's not right. Okay, yep, I'm good.
So where does everybody want to be? What's everybody doing? So Squawk, you're generally going to head towards the shrine. It sounds
I
like.
want to be in
Fine.
the band.
Well, so what I wanted to do, so the shrine, all right, the shrine being this thing.
There's a
right?
building up in this direction. There's a building up. There is a statue of a frog here.
Okay, so that's okay. That's what I guess I was looking for. Is there?
A shrine.
Yes.
There is a statue here in a
Mhm.
building here.
Okay. I want to go to the statue. I want to go to the statue is where I would like to go.
Flying towards the statue.
Yes, actually, but I want to fly towards here. Like I want to be looking at it from the south, looking at it southeast, looking northwest at it.
Got that, Hillers. Okay. And before we continue with you, what's everybody else doing?
I don't want to.
Can I just move my token?
You can.
I'll be right behind Jason.
Okay.
Which I guess I can move. There you
All right, Zigmundo. what are you doing?
Yeah. Gonna go check out that real quick.
Okay. And Recto, what are you doing?
I don't know. I'd probably like to try to check out the building first. I'd follow Jason.
Okay, that order.
Yeah, sure.
Jason, Roll, and Recto. Okay, and let's see.
I'd ask Turna
Uh,
to keep an eye on Orvex.
Okay, Orvex expresses interest in coming along to the shrine, and Turna kind of follows behind. Okay, and so Squawk, you are inspecting the statue. Is that right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so go ahead and make a perception check. Okay. So you think you glimpse a little bit of movement in the water. Something bloop, drops below the surface.
How far away was that I may have or may not have seen that?
It was in this general area.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Zigmundo and kind of motion for him to back up a little bit.
And I do.
Okay.
And I'm going to fly up a little bit higher and circle around the. I just kind of like look at
I'm gonna say
the.
you got- I'm gonna say you're about here on that.
Oh, when I saw that happen. Okay, cool. Yeah, and I want to keep flying towards the statue.
Okay, so you approach the statue like that close.
I want to head. Yeah, that's fine. That's famous last words.
There we go.
Go ahead and roll initiative, guys.
The odds are building and building and building against Squawk being our next one.
I know. Well, it looks like we have a new bard, so we're good.
The designated toucher of stuff.
Usually got to pay extra for that.
Whoa.
Ugh. That's not good.
Big roll from our fighter there.
Oh.
Orvex.
Morvax is going to do some damage. Critted his initiative.
Is that everybody?
Well, except the baddies, I suppose.
Yeah, suppose so.
Except for Froghemoth.
All right. So nobody else has noticed anything at this point, for what it's worth. Orvex, he just kind of says, "Let's go. Let's keep it moving. Let's go look at this."
Doesn't he hear the music?
And he seems to he's looking at the there's a little bit of a gate, and as he looks at it, he says, there's some old Moen there. It says, "Kubazan urges us to tread without fear and to give back as much as we
We're gonna have to Indiana Jones this shit.
All right, and that's his turn. So Roland, you're up.
Back as much as we take. Is that what it said?
Mm-hmm.
Tread without fear and give back as much as you take.
So I'm assuming I don't notice this bubble in the water as I'm not.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh, shit, sorry, I got a bunch of windows open.
Yeah, you noticed it. It seemed to be like it was an ice stalk. Back down. Very swamps of Dagobah. Like.
Oh man, I'm not fucking jumping in that water.
And the water, by the way, is completely opaque.
Yeah.
Covered with algae on the top, brown, mucky mud water.
No fucking way. I'll move.
What do I see of it?
It's not your turn.
Not your turn.
Are you? So how do you want to do movement around the water? Do you want to go over and then down instead of across? I assume.
Yeah, you're gonna. Yeah, you can't go diagonal
Okay.
here.
I'm gonna,
I mean, you can do it if you want to go for a swim.
No, I don't want to do that at all. I'm just gonna post up over here next to Orvex, excuse me.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hold tight here because I want nothing to do with jumping in that water.
Okay, Recto, go ahead and make a perception check, please.
Okay. What's my character sheet? Went away. Sorry. What monitor thing is for the birds?
Okay, you also noticed that you're not quite sure what it was, but you noticed that there was some motion in the water.
I saw it in the water.
You saw something move and go and submerge. You don't know what it was.
Don't feel the water.
I would like to.
Baby, take my hand. You'll be able to fly. Don't feel the water.
Why don't you go for a swim, Birdman?
I'm gonna So my question is, I can get to 25 plus 10. I guess it'd be 10 plus another 5. That's 40. Plus, is that a 5-foot jump I'd have to make to do that?
Yep. Which you'd have enough of a running start to do it.
Yeah. I'd like to jump onto the frog thing.
Okay. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check.
Why?
Because you were told to.
Good enough. Good enough. So you kind of run and run down this little bridge and leap up, and you're on top of this frog statue now.
And I'm gonna
Now
point
you
and
start
say,
to see, and now the water starts to bubble much more
and
rapidly.
As that happens, I'm obviously going to say, "There's something in the water."
Yep. Okay. And so now I believe it's Jason's turn.
What is it
I'm
What
sorry?
is what?
in the water?
If only I would have thought to ask what this
He
thing
cuts
is.
his head off. He doesn't know what it is, but he just cuts the head
He
off.
has a
He has a
sword.
sword.
So you do have blind sight, yes, but the blind sight is going to not help you see through the surface of the.
Oh, I thought it was like tremors. You know, like it was just a sense of the things
No,
around.
so
like
in this case, I'm
Daredevil.
imagining it a little more like
You thought he
bat-like,
could
right?
just
Where
see
you're.
everything all the time.
No.
I'm not as Daredevilish as I thought. Then, all right, I'd like to.
You're pretty daredevilish, but if you remember in the awful Ben Affleck movie, you remember what fucked him up? The rain.
No, the rain.
I thought
helped
the
him.
rain actually helped him.
No, it helped
It
him.
was- it
You
was
could
loud
see
noise.
everything.
And eventually, right? But remember
No,
at
it was
first.
it was the bells.
It was the
that helped him
bells.
out.
The bells.
Oh yeah,
Your analogy's falling apart there.
yeah. That's true. It's true. All right.
But-
So you're
So I
not
gather
sure.
There's church bells under the water, so I'll go upwards.
As
You'll find out pretty soon.
Yeah,
I think you guys probably have a
I'll-
good guess.
I'll go. I'll look upward or start walking upwards, north.
North.
To the okay. So
Yeah, I'm
you
gonna
find
tread without fear.
all right. You do find a large door here. It's a yeah. It's they're shut. It's two doors that appear to swing inward, but they are currently closed.
He loots the body.
All right, I push it open.
Tie a rope around your waist first.
Roll 3d6.
You try to push on it and it does not move. It is locked.
Oh.
Pull.
There are no handles.
All right. I'll head back to the water side. Tell him
Okay.
it's locked.
Okay.
Set my reaction to jump on anything that rears up.
All right. So
And stab if I could, but if those are two different things, then just
so you want to jump onto something.
and stab it.
All right, squawk.
The statue that I'm looking at, does it look like it's a offering statue of sorts? Like what is it?
Roll an investigation.
What does an offering statue look like?
Does it? I mean, it's so it said to walk without fear and to give back as much as you take. Investigation, you said.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you find that the statue of the frog, it has this wide open mouth with its tongue sticking out a bit, and on sitting on top of that tongue is a rusty key.
A rusted key.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But there's no other kind. Okay. I'll look around and not see anything because it's gurgling in the water, and
Not see anything?
wait. Do I see any gurgling? Do I see any more motions?
Oh yeah. The water is bubbling, like something's moving rapidly right now.
Okay. I will take. Does it look okay? What I want to do. So it says it's take as much as you take. So my think is making
You're
sure
cutting
to
out.
explain it that
We're
it's
cutting out,
right.
Nick.
Okay, I want to make sure that I understand this correctly because of what you're saying is that give back as much as you take. And you said like the bow that I made is worth like 25 gold.
Your bow is worth like 250 gold.
250. Oh, okay. Well, I don't have 200. Oh, do I? Yeah. I want to swap out with the key with something of like equal, like try to like put down like, I don't know, an arrow in its place with the key and like whatever, like comparable weight.
So you're not really sure what the weight is, but you imagine that the arrow probably weighs at least as much as the key. And you put the arrow down on the tongue and it starts to roll off and you kind of position a little bit better to balance it and it stays and you pick up the key.
Okay. And I want to then like look at the key, put it away and start and look for the water and kind of back up and start flying with my back towards, like looking down at the water to see if anything's going to pop up as I start flying back towards the gate with the rest of the party.
Okay. So you're going to fly all the way back to the gate, to the doors?
I'm going to fly to where Jason is.
Okay. All right.
At about like 15 feet high, at about 15 feet up, looking back at the water, but like I'm facing south.
I'm
Yep.
so dead.
Okay. All right. You see Turna. She looks over at Orvex and says, "Get to cover. We've got company." And she moves down here, next to you, Zigmundo.
Okie dokie.
And she knocks an arrow and sets her reactor. Zigmundo.
Huzzah. I'm going to move north by about 15 feet into this brushy cover right here. Can I? Yeah, I can. Okay, very good. And
Hide in the bush.
I mean, that was the initial idea.
I'd like to become the bush.
You can take a hide action.
Wow, such suggestions in the chat channel right now.
1 degree.
I'm gonna reset a reaction to hit anything that comes out of the water with Ray of Frost, please.
Nuke.
Okay.
And that's gonna end my turn.
All right. All right, you see the bubbles under the water head west quickly. And then what leaps out is, give me a moment.
Oh shit!
giant
I
toad.
could have helped out a lot with this cantrip. Fuck.
You see an enormous green beast with 4 tentacles pop out of the water, crash through the bridge to the west of the statue. It's got 3 eye stalks at the top. Let's go ahead and show you what this guy looks like. He is pretty big.
Oh my god.
Oh, he looks cute. Is he a good boy?
He's going here.
Does he
Let's
like
go ahead and
Corellon
deal.
hands?
Let's go ahead and deal with the reactions. Which let's see, who had a reaction set?
I did.
I did.
All right, so I think Hillers, you would go first, and then Turna, and then Zigmundo.
Well, mine was to run and jump on it and stab it.
Okay, so you
How you feeling about that?
I'm second guessing that now.
did you have movement left? This is
Yeah,
gonna take
I
you like 30 feet of movement.
15, 15.
No, you burned
No, I didn't.
more. You don't have enough to get on top of.
Okay. Then
So
I,
does that mean he falls into the water?
Well, it's kind of up to him.
I sit there, I sit there and hope it wants hugs.
Okay. All right. So
Side, there you go.
so Turna is going to loose an arrow at him.
We haven't tried to reason with him yet.
She does hit him for 8 damage.
Diplomacy.
Is it bloody?
No,
Okay.
it is not.
All right, Torna, how do you want to do this?
Zigmundo.
I had a ray of frost.
Okay, go for it.
Whomp.
You've got the. Okay, definitely hits. Hits him for 13 damage, and so that also makes him reduces some movement, doesn't it?
Let me get that for you.
Okay. While you're looking that up, we'll go ahead and move to the Froghemoth's turn.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Reduced speed by 10 feet.
Okay, and how high up are you, Squawk?
How tall is this thing? I was 15 feet.
Okay. All right. So let's see. He is going to. Yeah, he'll make a tentacle attack at Squawk.
That makes sense.
That hits you. So it hits you for 17 damage.
Okay.
Go ahead and
You're
make a strength check. Actually, no, never mind. Not now. Not now. That'll be on your turn. So you are grappled.
Okay.
All right, and he makes another tentacle attack at Jason. Let me just double check that you can do that. All right, which does hit, so it hits you for 21. And you are also grappled.
That's not good.
Troy, by the way, you changed something last week about the always attacking with advantage.
Yes. Let me. Unfortunately, I have to do that literally on each one.
Can I use that inspiration that I've had from long ago to have you re-roll?
Yeah, he gets a 20 instead.
I don't think you have inspiration anymore.
I never used it.
It only lasts a minute.
Is it
10 minutes.
Like
inspiration
you
from a bard or?
From you. You gave it to us like a long time ago. I never used mine.
Or the inspirations that you get for MVP are use it or lose it within the session.
I thought at one point you said like everybody has one.
He's not.
I don't recall
He
that.
has a
That's
sword.
right,
Does
actually.
that help?
You said Recco had 2, I feel like.
You said I always pass?
I have an excellent.
I don't recall that.
Remember you gave me
Everyone
AC
always has
30
inspiration.
armor?
Really?
I believe you said I was untentacleable.
He oiled
Yeah.
himself up beforehand. He's quite squishy.
Okay.
I will take that.
All right. And he opens his mouth wide, and his tongue lashes out at Recto. Recto, go ahead and make a strength saving throw, please.
Oh, God.
Oh, that was close. Let me.
Oh!
All right, so you're pulled here, and he's going to make a bite attack against you now.
Oh no!
Wait, whoa.
It's a lot of reading.
The attack. Okay, hang on. Yeah, warding flare. Warding flare!
He's got a +10 to attack. Oof.
It's not good.
Hang on. I got it. Give him disadvantage on that attack by shooting out bright lights from my body to try to blind him as he bites
So we're
in.
gonna re-roll. We're gonna re-roll it, but we're only gonna use the attack roll. If this still hits, we're gonna use the damage roll from the first.
Oh my God.
Yay!
Ooh, nice.
Oh, and it doesn't hit, right?
No, it does not.
It does not. All right.
Get in your
All right, but so you are now in the water swimming.
That's fine. Where I like it.
Okay, and let me just see what the time. You grappled. You are not. All right. So that is the end of his turn.
He's gonna wish he never fucking did that. I'll tell you that.
All right. Orvex. His turn comes up, and he starts screaming. Oh God! Look at that. It's very interesting, but looks very dangerous. I'm going to be over here. And
welcome behind the bush.
Sigmundo with our two heroes up there.
Hey.
Roland, it is your turn.
Like our ranged attackers.
So I'd like to kick off my shoes.
Okay.
And dive into the water.
Oh boy! All right.
Here it comes.
While underwater, I'd like to transform into a giant octopus.
That's what he does.
All right. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's see.
We got one of them too.
Up here, but you're not really there. It's just,
I would also like to welcome you to the club.
That gives me a 60 movement speed.
Yeah, you're fine. You can get to him.
So I want to go over there and start slapping him with tentacles.
All right.
Bring up the sheet for him.
So would you go like right here, maybe? Or do you want to be up here?
No, let me be up there. I want to kind of be in between.
Okay.
And character sheet.
This is like this is tentacles galore now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Japanese cartoonist.
Or porn.
Then I will. Sorry, I'm on the sheet, so I'm just trying to find it.
Okay, that does hit.
All right, if that hits, then he
He's grappled.
He is grappled, and he's got the DC 16. So he's not, at least not going anywhere.
Okay. All right.
And that will be the end of my turn. And I'll yell out in the weird, like, octopus, since they don't have lips, it'll be kind of like a, attack him! Since
right, because you can talk as an animal now.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like calamarian over
Blah,
there.
blah, 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 blah. That's all they're probably going to hear, but...
So, he pulled me into the water.
Yes.
Am I standing up? Can I...
No, you're swimming. You're treading water right now.
Treading water. Can I tell if he's standing up?
He is. Yeah, he seems to be standing up on kind of some of the rubble. He's mostly out of the water.
All right.
He's like on the remains of a bridge kind of thing.
All right. Double check the details on this. So, as long as it doesn't take an action, which it doesn't say it does. I don't want to open PowerShell. Sorry. I'm going to pull the cloak over my head.
All right. Yep.
And kind of swim over to the west side of him.
Like here.
Pulling the hood up or down requires an action.
Staying within range, so he's not going to attack me.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, that's a good point. So it does. So are you sure you want to do this? Because it does say it requires an action to do this.
It does?
Pulling the cloak up
Last
or down.
sentence.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So that's why I said that. It doesn't require an action. That's why I said. So no, I don't want to do that then. In that case, I'm going to pull out a dagger, and I'm going to jump up. Well, not jump up. I'm going to. I don't know how tall is this thing? Like from me? Like how far is his mouth from me right now?
His mouth.
Most of it is
above your head, probably 10 feet.
All right.
This guy's really big. He's probably 20 feet tall.
Got that. It's a guy.
You don't really know.
You just told me it was.
It was the colloquial guy.
You don't see
In that
Wang
case,
though.
Well, then I'm just gonna pull out my dagger and I'm gonna try to stab him. I'm gonna try to come up kind of under him and stab. I know he's got feet. It looks like he's standing on some rubble, so I'm gonna try to come up between his feet and stab him right between his legs.
Okay, go for it.
Dagger.
That does hit him for 6 damage.
And I would like to stunning strike that. Which is this. That's a DC 14 Constitution save.
Oh, he is stunned.
He is now stunned. So after I do that, my dagger, I'd like to take my other hand and I'm going to unarmed strike him.
Okay. Yep, that hits him.
Just start like wailing on his big fat belly, just as hard as I can, just trying to turn it into mush kind of thing.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use another key point, that means 2 this turn, which leaves me with 3 left.
Yep.
Flurry of blows and hit him with 2 more unarmed strikes.
All right, go for it.
Follow up my punch with a kick,
That hits.
and then another punch.
That does not hit.
Yikes. No.
No.
Weird. All right.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, I get advantage on those. Sorry. Because he's stunned.
That's true. Okay, so just re-roll the last one.
So I'll re-roll the last one.
Actually, you can re-roll both in case you got a critical.
Okay, sorry about that. So this will be a re-roll for the first one.
Actually, you need to re-roll 3. So roll 3d20. Oh, look. Do a 3d20.
Just roll
3d20.
3d20 right now.
Yeah. So the last one does turn into a hit. So you do hit him for an extra 6 points of damage, but the other 2 did not turn into.
What other 2?
Your
14 hit.
So all 3 of these should have had advantage.
You could roll a
You
20 at any point.
Yeah, you didn't roll any 20s, so none of them are crits.
So all that means is instead of the last one missing, it now hits.
Correct.
So do I
That's
need
the
to
only
roll
difference.
damage now?
Because you got a 20 on that roll, not a natural 20, but a 20.
The damages all stay.
Okay, so just keep the 6 damage on there on that.
That's right. Well, you
Okay.
now get the 6 damage.
All right, cool.
All right. So, second, while I look up some of this grapple information.
21.
I think if anything, we get advantage on the roll.
27 damage now.
I mean, it's stunned. It shouldn't.
It is stunned too.
Anything.
That's why I was thinking. If anything, we should get advantage on the roll.
If I was stunned, I couldn't grapple you.
So he
But you're already grappled. He can't grapple you, but you are grappled. So I like the idea of giving advantage. It does cost
that
an action
anyway.
to break out.
Because it's stunned.
Huh?
Yeah,
That's why you get
it's a saving. Well, I mean, it very well may be different than the octopus, but that's a saving.
I think I should get advantage on the saving throw, at least, because it's
That's
stunned.
what we're saying.
Oh,
That's what we're saying.
I thought you meant on attacks. My bad.
what happens
No.
when you stab a Froghemoth in the chode?
What?
It does-
No, it just says
It does
escape
cost
DC.
for action.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
What's the?
Strength. Strength. It's always strength for grappling.
So roll twice. Strength.
Yes. Do strength 2 strength saving throws. Take that. Or well, just the. And the first one is enough with advantage that you are no longer grappled.
Okay.
So you lost your action, but you have your bonus action and your movement.
Okay. Does his head look jump up onable?
Sure.
Okay.
It's pretty big. It's pretty big. This guy's like
All right.
closer to elephant size than to your size.
So I'd like to, go over kind of where the stairs are and try to jump up on his head.
Okay, go ahead and make an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Not quite.
Okay.
You
Go ahead and re-roll it. I'll give him my inspiration point.
all right.
Nice.
Was that
Go ahead
not
and
what
roll
the 20 is?
Or does that give that switch it to the
True.
20?
Yeah. There you go. All right, so you're up on top of the head.
Nice. man.
Okay. I'd like to use my my bonus action to start lopping at the base of those eye
Okay.
stalks.
Yep.
So let's that. It says Warhammer, but this is the rapier.
hmm
Oh wait, where is it? Okay, no, sorry, here it is. Should say rapier, actually.
Okay, that hits.
Okay. How's that eye stalk looking?
You can't just chop off his eye stalk.
His
Well,
sword,
that's what
though.
I'm trying to do.
I know.
I've got a sharp object. It's got eye stalks.
He's got hit
We've been
points.
playing this for multiple years. How do you not know how this works?
Okay, I'll take an action surge.
He has a sword.
Yeah, but I mean,
Okay.
you know, if it's got eye stalks, that seems like a weak point to me.
Okay. The first one hits. The second one does not. So you do another 9 points of damage as you chop away green blood.
Is that even
that
one
right?
eye stalk?
No. He still has all of his eyes.
Okay.
Okay. Is that it for you?
And let's see. Yeah, I guess it is. None of my maneuvers seem to be really applicable to the situation. So yes, I am done.
So Squawk, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna make my strength check to try to get out of being grappled.
Okay. Strength saving throw.
Yep. They're saving
With
throw.
advantage, too.
Did I roll twice?
No, well, no.
No, you don't need to, but it didn't work. You're still grappled. Still, you can feel it loosening. The tentacle around you has loosened, but you are still you're unable to move freely.
Okay. While I'm trying to squeeze that, I'm gonna say, "A lady. It isn't fair. It isn't nice. A lady never wanders all over the room and dice." And give my bardic inspiration to Recto.
Okay. All
That would
right.
have been great. Did he cut out for you guys too?
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
we heard about a third of that.
I was thinking, "Luck be a lady."
I kind of got it from context. But yeah,
I think
you-
I'm okay
you-
with the parts I missed.
You are.
Yeah. Well done. though, Nick. Appreciate the effort.
All right.
Yeah, that's
So,
good. That's good bardic.
Turna doesn't have a clear shot from here, so she comes down here, and now she is going to.
Can she shoot the eye stalk?
Yeah,
She pokes the eyes.
Through the eye.
so she does hit with that one, and she hits with that one, so she does hit for 13 damage.
Right. Looks like the right one lived, guys.
All
Another
right.
one sucked.
I didn't
Big
believe
window.
in those records, but you.
Still hiding in the bush.
Down there. And
Okay.
I'm going
Use
to
it.
thrust my hand into my rucksack, and I'm going to pull out the wacky wand
Oh god.
and aiming it.
I'm up here. I'm up on these ice stuff.
I'm there too.
And aiming it squarely at the center of the beast.
Uh-huh.
Center.
I will now make my roll.
Okay.
Oh God.
Where's the
Oh,
shit for this thing?
Please.
And I
shrink it
yell,
or something.
"Aye!" as I do it. So
Okay,
27
so what is it?
lands me stinking cloud.
Oh God.
20 radius, we're all in it.
It's a 20-foot radius sphere of yellow here. Let me just copy paste this for everybody to enjoy.
Boys, it's gonna get stinky around here.
$20 feet, huh?
Which should be within which should be I mean,
That's all
how
of
do
us.
you calculate? I mean, but that creature, a 20-foot radius is 4 squares wide.
Probably centered here.
Yeah.
More than that, 20
A
square
20
radius.
foot radius is 20
It's
feet out
there,
in every direction.
there.
Ah.
Am I fully in that?
Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you
This
are.
is-
That's a big
So,
stinky
hey,
cloud.
Nick, remember that thing you asked me not to do? I didn't fireball you.
That's true.
This was not helpful.
Can somebody help me measure this real quick?
Yeah. What'd you need?
Just do the radius. Okay, so we're there. Good there. I'll come get that later. There.
So you're down. That's your corners.
Okay. Gotta go like one more up. Presumably one more. Okay, so all of that is this. Okay.
I like how the only people like the person who's immune to poison not in this.
No, I am. I'm good.
He's an octopus.
I'm
Well,
fine.
Oh, yeah.
What's the DC on this? What's the DC check?
Everything.
Constitution saving throw.
It's going to be his spell DC,
His
so
spell.
tell us what your spell DC is, Zygmundo.
Which would be. Let me grab that
Gotta
for
be at least
everybody.
14. This sucks. This is not good.
Is it a DC 14? Is that what it is?
It's 15 actually.
15.
Swan,
Okay.
man.
All right. So that's the end of your turn. So
That's my turn. Yeah.
Froghemoth's turn,
Fun,
and
yes,
so
so who knows what?
he has to
Just up here trying to chop some ice stalks, man. What are you doing?
All right.
He could have cast
He
lightning
saves.
bolt or something crazy on us, or fireball, or
Yeah, it's always gonna save, man. Its constitution is probably like 1,000.
All right. So and he's not able to do anything because he's
plus 5
stunned.
on
So
con for him.
it's gonna be Orvex's turn, who is
Oh, does he get
Like,
disadvantage on that from being stunned?
does he get disadvantage on saving throws? Is that how it works?
Yeah.
I know it's on Dex. It's Dex checks.
Dex and something else. I forget if it's
I
strength.
can't.
Or
Con seems unlikely to. Because Dex is you can't move out of the way.
fail strength and Dex. Okay. Automatically fail strength and Dex. Constance. Okay. He's good.
So Orvex just kind of takes the hide action and tries to get deeper into that bush.
Could I also inquire what the weather is today?
The weather,
Better hope it's hurricane strength.
it's a little overcast.
Particularly the wind speed.
Not very windy.
Would you say 10 to 20 miles an hour?
20 mile an
It's
hour
definitely not.
gust.
It is definitely not 20 miles an hour. All right. Roland, it is your turn, Mr. Octopus.
Well, I assume I don't have to make a saving throw against this because of the poison.
Correct.
I don't think that that's true anymore because now you're an octopus.
But he doesn't need to breathe.
I do have water breathing. I can only breathe. So the octopus can only breathe underwater, while out of water, octopus can hold its breath for 1 hour.
There you go.
Okay, so are we
That's
going to
up to
rule?
you. That's up
that
to you
the-
how you want to rule that, honestly.
So how does the group feel? Are we going to rule that things that don't have to breathe air, that can breathe
They
underwater,
wouldn't.
Well,
are
it
immune to this?
legitimately says here that if he doesn't have to breathe, he's immune to it. So
Okay,
You don't
then
have
yes,
to, yeah.
both Roland and the Froghemoth are now immune to poison cloud.
Great.
hey. I mean, if the octopus is holding his breath because that's how it behaves, and
You had to wonder why Troy was asking. What is the
holds his breath because that's how he behaves out of water, then that's what happened. But I'm just throwing both those scenarios out there.
So
why don't do amphibians breathe air though?
They do.
no, well,
They
I
breathe-
specifically have. Well, you're talking about him, yeah.
They can. That's the
All
amphibian
right,
part.
it's fine.
And then,
Roland, I think you've got enough votes, enough things going in your favor. You don't have to roll.
all right. So I'm just gonna slap him with one of my other tentacles.
Okay. That does hit.
And I mean that's gonna be my turn. I really can't do too much else. I'm still holding on to him, so
All right, Recto.
trying to keep him from running away.
So, for a clarification, I'd like to pull the hood over my head and go underwater
Okay, go for it.
as my action so that I
Yep.
can avoid the sinking.
Okay.
And then as I'm underwater, that was my action.
So hold on.
You're within the cloud at the start of your turn.
Yeah, in this case, you have to start of your turn. You got to do it. You
Okay.
can then do it for subsequent turns. But for this turn, you.
All right, well, let's see what happens first.
That's just not how it works.
You have to start of your turn is the first initial And
Yeah, no, the first thing I do is I make my save, and based on that, I'm
right. So roll your save.
that's how it works. What is it? Constitution?
Just yeah, you can roll.
Yeah.
So you end up gagging for your turn. You're welcome.
I gag for my turn, and as my bonus action, I
Gag some more. God, even if I make my constitution, then it's trying out of the grapple.
I'd like to
Guys.
get that rock as my bonus act, as my movement for the turn.
Okay.
I just want to remind everybody that this was in the bestest of tensions.
Yeah, and
The road to an ass whooping is.
For what's worth, I think it's in the spirit of the shrine to give as much as you take. Like it's.
I was
I'm
giving
sure.
more than I could possibly take.
We're giving and taking quite a bit.
that's my turn.
Okie doke. All right, and so he is no longer stunned for what it's worth.
Nope.
He is grappled though.
Would have been nice to attack him while he was stunned. Really would have come
Jason.
in handy.
It's a
Just
con
saying.
save, right?
What's that?
Con save.
You do have to make the con save. That's right.
You should have known
You
you were
make
going to
it.
roll 27, Andrew.
Sweet.
Should have known
You know, if it was only a few numbers higher, it would have been a lightning bolt in a straight line toward him. So
I have a question. In my
Then it's still
inventory,
at recto.
I have one poison antidote.
Uh huh.
Does that
You do?
only
Okay.
cure me of existing poisons, or does that give me some amount of poison immunity once I would imbibe it for the next
I think it's.
minute or so?
I'd be okay with saying that. So first of all, it takes your action to imbibe a potion, but
Okay.
I would say that it would give you a minute of invulnerability to
Okay,
immunity to
check.
poison.
I chug it.
All right.
I'll take it off my. Go, and then I will use my bonus action for second wind.
Okay.
In case I get eaten or something. So it's 8 plus 6, so I'll put 14 back up.
Okay.
4. And don't think I can do anything else because I used an action and a bonus, and I've already used my action surge. I don't think I have 2 yet. So,
You were whittling away well at this thing.
I'm done.
When did you use your action surge? We long rested.
Last time.
Last round.
I thought I could
yeah.
take an eye off, but Troy said I wasn't allowed.
Oh, yeah.
This thing had like 6-digit or not, like 3-digit HP left, and you're like, I just want to chop his eyes off.
Well, then it couldn't see.
Troy,
It would
why
be a
you
lot
gotta
easier to
become
kill
me,
it.
man?
All right,
A lot
Squawk,
easier
you're,
to kill if it couldn't see me.
Squawk, you're up. So go ahead and make your con save first, or attempt to anyway. You do not make it, so you spend your action this turn barfing.
All right. Zabu!
What?
So you do have your bonus action in your
Zabu!
movement. You can't move. You can't.
I can move. Yeah, so I'm saying my bonus action just saying, Zabu! Ah! We're here to help.
Is that your turn?
Yeah, and I do say that.
Zabu.
Zabu, why? We're here to help.
Okay. Zabu.
Is that that's the name of the Froghemoth?
Or maybe
Okay.
its name
No,
is
it's
Frog.
not.
Interesting.
Who
That's
knows?
the name. That's the name of the Froghemoth god, right? Zabu?
All right.
No?
So.
How it is. He doesn't understand who you're calling on.
I thought his name was
so-
Zabu. I was looking through the chat log.
That's incorrect.
All right.
In fact, none of them are named Zabu.
That was the name of the
The
mushrooms.
mushroom.
You summon the might of the mushroom.
Would you like one?
Can't hurt.
Please,
All right.
mushroom god. Save
Turna
us
shoots
from
at him
My
the
twice.
pack is over by my shoes. You can grab one.
She hits him for 8 damage.
Or we'll whittle him down in his 3-digit HP pool with slapped
Right.
arrows.
Zigmundo.
We have no more than 999 hit points to go.
Nick, you're just on top of this thing, man. I can't hit it without you getting hurt.
That's Hiller's.
What's Hiller's?
That's Hiller's.
Hiller's
Jason.
is the one on top.
Oh, I'm sorry, Hiller's. You're right. Hiller's, man.
I can't stab
Um,
things from distance.
But I mean, yeah, it's true. You could throw things at it, maybe.
I've tried that. It doesn't really work that great.
I like to throw some insults at it, but
No, not our best option.
Troy, is
you're
Hiller's
gonna
gonna
want
take
mute.
damage if I hit the beastie underneath it?
Depends.
Yeah, I know.
What are you hitting it with?
Okay, so here.
If you rain down nuclear fire, I'm probably not going to do that great. I mean, it's like something directed. It's like,
Castigamando spicy meatball.
No, we're not doing the spicy meatballs. Calm down. All right, so I'm gonna move 15 feet south. And I'm
Go
gonna
for it.
move 20 feet here. That's my full movement.
Okay.
And then I just wanted to make sure that this was in a line. And it sure is. And I'm gonna
You broke up there. I can hear that.
use lightning bolt.
Okay.
Boom.
Level 3. And
Boom.
Nice.
Okay. So he's going to try to make a dexterity saving throw here.
And he's wet.
and he missed
Does
it.
not.
yeah,
Not
so
make it.
Is
that-
it worse
that's the-
because he's in the water? Yeah.
no, that's the weird thing, right? Because it's magic, right? So
Yeah.
a physics wise,
Right.
we've walked down this road
That's
before.
probably for the best because I'm
I
also
think last time Troy said it was disadvantage.
Yep.
And
That's-
I'm a wet,
that-
slimy octopus holding on to him.
That's why I wanted to kind of figure that out, right? Like,
But either way, he didn't save, so you're good.
Mm.
Also, your
That-
AC is not correct. Like,
Okay.
so hold on. Yeah, you said that, but
I mean, he didn't save anyway, but just
Yeah, that's fine.
before
Okay.
Go ahead, Troy.
So he seems to not take quite as much damage as you would have thought from that spell.
he's resistant.
But he does seem to be shaken up by it a little bit more than expected, and you can see kind of bits of the lightning still kind of arcing off of him, and he seems to be twitching a bit. Seems to have had some sort of effect.
all right. Well, that ends my turn.
Okay. Oh, shit.
That's weird.
He's got these. He's got multiple saving rolls on his end. Oh no, I guess he doesn't do the stink cloud. Doesn't bother him.
Okay. He is going to make a bite attack against Jason.
How's it going to bite something on the top of his head?
Gonna kind of
Let's see.
like
Like how
when
a
you know,
dog
you know when you
grabs
put
a
the
bone off
treat
its
on a
nose?
dog's nose.
Yeah.
You're gonna get right down his gullet.
So I think that hits.
I don't get to do like an acrobatic saving throw or something if it has to flick me first.
No.
Okay.
So
I thought at
Uh,
least if I was on his head, I'd be immune to the bite attack.
so you have been swallowed, and so he flips you up in the air and goes, and swallows you down inside of his stomach. You take 35 points of damage.
Is he not still stunned, or is that wore off?
No, he's not stunned.
Okay.
That ended because ended at the end of Recto's turn.
That's very bad. How much did you say it was?
You take 35 points of damage.
35. Oh. Down
You
to
need to trax your way out of it.
And now you are inside of his belly.
all the better for the stabbing.
So you are blinded and restrained, but because you have blind sight, you can still
I'm not
see
blinded,
all of his
but-
guts.
Yeah.
That's a good thing for you.
I fail to see how taking 31 points of damage is a good thing. I mean, I
Of
could
all
make
the people to be in his belly, you are clearly the best option.
All right.
That's
Orvex
an
continues.
opportunity.
Orvex continues to hide. The Froghemoth was done with his
How many
turn,
hearts do we think this thing has? Like
it
6?
is turn.
All right, so I'd like to squirm my way, and I can't quite move. I can't move my token. I want to squirm my way to his south here.
Okay, so that's going to use up half your movement, but you have 60 feet, right?
In the water, I have 60 feet. Yeah.
You'll be able to get here fine.
Okay.
Here or here.
It doesn't really matter quite as much. I want to start hauling him and dragging him as best I can. This way, out of the stink.
Oh.
Okay, so I'll say you can make it another 15 feet with him. Let's do an opposed strength roll. So you go ahead and do a strength roll, and he'll do a strength roll.
Yep, I gotta find my octopus. Just straight strength.
Just straight strength. You can do athletics if you have.
Hey, that works.
But it doesn't matter. You got it. So you can get him 15 feet. So
Basically, I want to move him kind of this way towards and out of the cloud as much closer to out of the cloud as I can. And
you got to about.
Jason will have to follow along.
Yep.
Can I have him inside pushing, edging? Give me the momentum. That'll be the end of that'll be the end of my turn.
All right. Recto.
Squawk is with him too, right?
You know, that is a good question. What happens to Squawk? I'm going to say Squawk, yeah, you probably get pulled along. Probably about there.
Wow. Okay.
And you're now being basically dragged through the water.
Oh no. Squawks don't like being. It's always easier to go down than up, guys.
All right, Recto.
I'm gonna sunbolt him
All right.
where I am, but first, I'd like to move back further to there, to the next rock up there. Can
Go
I
for it.
stand on that thing?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Then I'm gonna sunbolt him 4 times.
Whew. All right.
Using the key point. Do that. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Nice.
All of those hit.
Cool.
So
Just rapid fire.
27 points of damage. Oh, and he's looking pretty rough now. You can see where like bits of flesh got torn off by the sunbolt, and the lightning still arcs over his body. He's hurting quite a bit.
Yeah, he is. Eat my friend.
Right.
Well,
So-
not friend, but party member.
So Jason, go ahead and oh boy. All right, make 2 Constitution saving. So let's start with one at a time. 1 Constitution saving throw for the poison.
Oh no, I'm immune for the next minute.
The poison? Oh yes, you're right. Okay, that's right because of the
But-
yes.
But let's get at this though. He's inside the monster. Is he still inhaling a cloud?
No.
outside?
Well, he's gonna have a whole bunch of other problems.
Doesn't
Right. Yes.
doesn't matter.
Hashtag frog problems.
Okay. At the start of Froghemoth's turn. Okay, so all right, so you just have a normal turn.
Okay. What is
Are
the
restrained.
most important looking organ that I can see?
So all you see is the stomach lining. You see a bunch of lumps. So you could stab one of the lumps. You don't have X-ray vision.
Right.
But he's inside the stomach. You should be able to see everything, right?
Okay.
He has a
so
sword.
I assume I'm facing head up. How did I go into the frog?
Oh,
You went
God.
head first. Your head's facing
went
more
head
anus-ward.
Okay.
Oh, very
Right
cool
where you
outfit.
want to be.
Hemorrhoids.
A breach out of this thing, that would be gross.
He probably wouldn't like it very much, though.
I feel like if I stab a lump, I might get a bunch of stomach acid. I almost want to turn around and stab up.
Do something.
Okay.
Get
Yeah.
right.
I'd like to
Drax
try-
it and just like try to cut your way out. It's thinner on the inside, as we learned.
I'd like to try to cut my way out, not through a lump.
Okay.
I mean,
so
if the lumps are in the stomach, if they're pressing in from outside,
you've got your normal turn.
I do want to stab them if they're pressing in from outside the stomach.
Yep. Okay. Go for it.
Or if anything's pulsing, I definitely want to stab that.
So look, the deal is you want to do 20 total damage this turn to get to basically puked out.
That's like
that misses.
What if I cut through?
That hits.
Oh my god.
Hit.
How did it miss? I'm inside it.
Basically, it didn't miss, but you tried to stab and you hit something harder, maybe like the armor of another
gotcha.
adventurer.
Gonna say,
it just didn't do the damage.
Literally impossible.
Hit some of them.
He's got a sword.
Yeah.
All right.
I so wish I could do anything. Does it do like double damage or anything? Internal bleeding?
Sure. Yeah. Always.
Use that inspiration point he gave you like 3 months ago.
I had. Yeah. You told me. I had an extra check.
All right, Squawk. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw, please.
To all of us, I thought.
Yep, I got you. Nope.
All right, you spend your turn puking again into
right.
water. So it's kind of like you're like being dragged in water, like water's like pouring down your gullet.
You can move.
No, you
can't because he's.
No, you
grappled.
spend your action doing that.
I know I do. I'm also grappled.
He's
grappled by the tentacles of Froghemoth.
He's had a fun fight. He's been
Realizing
it's a very interactive thing for him.
While I'm doing this, hang on a second. Let me quick.
You're
I really should have
you're
thought
not
of this.
singing.
That's true.
This is not a time for song.
You're gonna start going. Oh.
And I do not see. I can't see Jason. Correct.
No, you can't see him inside of his stomach.
Just want to make sure I'm between my throwing up and him being in his stomach. I don't see. Okay.
It brought you to another plane, and
realizing the error of my ways. Frogmundo. What was his name? I just saw his name.
Actually, you can't see me.
Froghemoth.
Statue is blocking your vision to almost everything. You can see a little bit of recto. That's it.
Yeah.
Hey, Squawk.
We're trying to find the name of the yeah, that's it. I got nothing. I can do nothing.
I already have inspiration.
This has been an interactive fight for you, man.
Perna is gonna fire two arrows at him. Boop, boop. And hits with both.
Boom.
18 points of damage.
She is lighting him up.
She is little at a time.
All right, and Zygmundo.
He's our most effective fighter this battle.
If I'd only been able to lop off those eye stalks.
We only rolled one more damage.
I know.
I am gonna go ahead and magic missile, bitch. Because that's not gonna miss.
Don't worry about hitting me anymore.
Let's see how badly this. Every time you do this. Fuck.
Oh shit.
Well, it's all one target, so that works, right? 3d4 plus 3, the bottom.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Zygmundo, how do you want to do this?
Whoa.
Oh. I want to hit. So there's
four. He had 4 health left.
There's 4 of them, so I'd like to hit. I'd like to hit each one of the eye stalks, and then one up the nose, if that's okay.
Okay, so each of the eye stalks, as soon as you hit them, they fly off easily, as if it was child's play to destroy them.
Yeah, Jason, that's how you do it.
Yeah, Jason.
I loosened those up for you.
Take note. Take note.
And then the last one, you see fly right up his nasal cavity. And Jason, you're kind of fighting down there, stabbing, and all of a sudden you see this bright light come into the stomach.
A gust of fresh air opens up, and you're
and then
invertible
boom, and just green guts and goo fly everywhere. And Jason, you're dropped into the water.
Gross.
And there's Froghemoth is gone.
And you don't save your throw, so you
What do we
start
do with
vomiting
Jason?
immediately.
Still in his belly, right?
Sure, I'd be vomiting anyway.
You had to cut Jason out?
No, the Froghemoth blew up. He's out.
Okay. All right.
So
Nice.
and
Nice work,
presumably you guys get out of there eventually, and I assume Roland, you're no longer an octopus. You want to become a normal boy again.
I want to be a normal boy again, but I do want to cover Jason in ink first.
All right, and after about a minute, the poison cloud dissipates.
Ah, thank God.
That was awful.
That was much harder than that needed to be.
That honestly, that was this is a battle that kills party members. If you guys hadn't gotten that,
So what I think you meant to say is you're welcome.
You said
I think Jason was gonna die. I think Jason.
I removed you guys all from the fight so that I could take care of it.
Things were not looking good for old Jason.
Jason Hillers was gonna be on his third character.
Oh,
you were in a bad place because you would have been taking more damage on his turn, and he can fit 2 people inside of his gullet. By the way.
Yeah, I did read that in that what you shared. That's pretty terrifying.
Still think I should have got extra damage for cutting from within.
So shockingly, it's a pun here. Maybe the clutch play here was actually the lightning bolt, because while he is resistant to that damage, he has shock susceptibility, which I can tell you guys what this did. This really reduced what he was able to accomplish on his final turn.
It suffers several speed half.
Okay.
2 penalty to AC. Oh.
So he couldn't use his multi-attack. So normally he can attack with 2 tentacle attacks and
His mouth.
then he can use his tongue and his mouth. Despite so basically normally 4 attacks. And so he got 1.
I was wondering what happened to that last attack. Okay, cool.
Pretty crazy.
Nice. Well done, Zig.
So
Zig
MVP.
Pain in the ass, but
plus
well done at
damage
the same time.
as mitigated
Ups and
by
downs of a
lightning.
fight.
Would have nailed it if it had been an enemy that was susceptible to poison in any way. You know.
All right, and so next week we'll enter Kubazan's shrine.
So,
Hey, Hillers.
you want to take 10 plus 10 HP
I-
and use good berry? For it?
I added 10.
You're good.
Yeah, I'm up to 19, which is not great, but it's not.
It's better than
It's
nothing.
not 9.
That thing hits hard. That thing hits for 30 damage when it hits.
Yeah, I know.
And it has a plus 10 to hit.
Yeah. Like ended attacks, how many times per turn? 3, 4?
3.
Up to 4. No. So
to 4.
it's 3 normal attacks. It's
That's
2
90
tentacle
damage
attacks
per
and it's
turn.
tongue attack. And then if it hits with the tongue attack, and if it's got somebody within, if it hits with the tongue attack, then it can use its bonus action to do the bite attack, which is
That was the most disgusting and.
Hillers, would you say it smells better on the outside or on the inside?
It's all pretty much
What,
the
Hillers,
same to me
Hillers
right
or
now.
the Froghemoth?
Whatever was inside,
Still
I know.
in sticky cloud right now, so yeah, who knows?
Yeah. It all smelled like stinking cloud.
Yeah.
there are I would say 2 primary player killers in this city that where a lot of party members die, and this was one.
All right, good job, guys.
I loot the
Well done.
Froghemoth.
All of his guts, green guts and ooze,
Oh, look,
Take a
he
nice
has
talk.
magical sword in his
mucus.
Can we take an eye stock? Are they still there? Oh, no, he
Sure.
shot him.
You shot him, he blew him up.
Yeah, well, they fell off. They're kind of floating in the
After
water.
they'd been loosened.
belly.
I'll take an eye stock. I want an eye stock. I'm collecting these things.
Something to feed to your dog friends.
Yeah, man. You never know what you're gonna run into.
Something that wants an eye stock? Maybe.
All right, I think I'm gonna go drink in Vegas.
Good luck.
That's a
We
good
should
idea.
do that. So
Don't ruin your entire paycheck in one evening.
Yeah,